FanView Live, where real fans talk about real sports. Only on the New Orleans Talk Network. Like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, because we're not just a sports talk show, we're a talk show about sports.
Well, what's up, everybody? This is boy Coach Hurricane here. You can follow me on Facebook at Henry Singleton or on Twitter at HenryHayoU15.
Listen, this is your boy Fred. Listen, you can follow me on Facebook at Brandon Fred Jones, or you can follow me on Twitter at BFredJones.
This is Jeremiah Gray, man, with GSportz. You can follow me on Facebook, Jeremiah Gray, AKG, and on Twitter, G_paid-in-full-08.
Pay me the money! money!
FanView Live.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome. FanView. Real fans talk sports. New Orleans Talk Network. Man, listen. Show gonna be lit tonight. It's going down. Listen, I'm the boy Fred.
GSportz in the building. All that from home? Hey, I like it. Hey, you like? I'm giving y'all a shout out, man.
Tri-Parish in full effect.
You gotta put a little sprinkle in it sometime.
I got you. I'm just the man, Coach Hurricane here. Back at Ames, you heard me?
Listen, man. Welcome to FanView Live. If you guys on Facebook, subscribe to the page. FanView Live. If you're on Facebook, subscribe to the page. If you're on Twitter, it's FanView NOLA. If you listen to this page on the Orleans Talk Network, it's NOTN Live. If you're on Twitter, and the page is also FanView Live. If you're on YouTube, so much to get into tonight. We got Saints, Drew Brees returning, making that announcement. We're getting to quarterbacks, free agency quarterbacks later on in the show. NBA All-Star. We'll talk about that tonight, the format and how those things worked out. But we got a guest caller this week, Coach Joe Sloan, offensive coordinator for Louisiana Tech. But we're going to open up this show before we get Coach Sloan on. College football. We had some big-time news this past week since the last time we were all in the studio. Mel Tucker, Bolts, from Colorado, Michigan State. GSportz, I'm starting off with you. What was your take when you heard that Mel Tucker decided to leave Colorado for Michigan State? What was your thoughts? I know you were involved with a lot of kids, especially from the state of Louisiana. With Colorado has kind of, over the past couple of seasons, recruited in this state. Landed some kids in this state. How did you take the information when you heard out that Mel Tucker decided to take the Michigan State job and leave Colorado like that?
First of all, I want people to understand my position on this subject. I'm not at all saying that Mel Tucker is wrong for leaving Colorado to go chase that bag.
Got the bag.
Anytime somebody will offer you $5 million to come be a head coach after going 5-7 your first year, who am I to judge? But what I had a problem with is how he left. Okay, 2 days before, you come out on social media and you say, I'm committed to Colorado, go Buff Nation. We got a good thing going here. I love everything that we got going down here in Colorado. I love the recruiting class. You come out and make this statement publicly on social media, and then 2 days later, you leave. And so that was my issue with the whole situation, especially a couple days after National Signing Day.
Correct.
Okay? You could have went about it a little better than what you did, all right? That's why, in my personal opinion, he should have never came out and said anything publicly. You should have just kept it to yourself that you wasn't going to Michigan State.
Right.
Now you wouldn't be getting so much scrutiny from people like me and other people that's,
He's been
following the story.
He's been blasting on Twitter. High volume.
And then I watched the whole press conference when he got introduced as head coach at Michigan State. One of the guys in the media they asked, they said, take me through the timeline. From the time they offered you the job the first time and you turned it down until the next week when they offered you the job again. And, he said they offered him the job and he said he felt like it just wasn't a good time for him to leave. And he didn't really elaborate on that. And he said they circled back around going through the search and they came back and offered him the job for the second time for more money. And then he said he talked it over with his wife and his family, and he said something just told him that it was time for him to leave and to go to East Lansing.
Got 5 million reasons why.
And that's exactly what it was. $5 million is the reason why you decided to leave.
Yeah.
But this is what I want people to understand. When you make a decision like he did, let me tell you why this can have a domino effect for African Americans that won't be head coaches in college football. It's not that many to start off with.
Okay, agree.
Let's be real about this. If we're gonna be this FanView, we keep it a band.
Keep it 1,000.
When you do something like that, and you leave the way you left, and you know that it's already hard for African Americans to get head coaching jobs in college football today.
It's been hard for him to get a head coaching job prior to this.
So what you think is going to happen for the next young African American head coach that's trying to get a job down the line? You know what they're going to think? He going to Mel Tucker us. Okay, it's already hard for us to get in. But this is setting us back again for African American coaches to get in college football and not only be a head coach, but to be an offensive coordinator. And that's my issue with the whole situation. And I know, look, again, I'm going to say it again. I'm not blaming Mel Tucker for leaving. You got to do what's best for your family, but you shouldn't have left the way you left. It's already hard for us to get in.
Right.
So you're just making it more tougher for the next man that's kind of coming the door down the line. And so, I know he's probably not thinking about that, but I am. And I know any, inspiring young African-American head coaches that's assistant coaches in college football or in high school that has aspirations to get to college football and be a head coach one day. I know they got to be looking at it like, damn, this going to make it even tougher on us going down the road. And that's my position on it. And I just hope that it doesn't set us back going forward in college football, because I think that athletic directors, boosters, these powerful people in college football, they paid attention to that. And I think they're going to try to use that against us going forward. And that's why I stand with the whole situation with Mel Tucker leaving.
What's your take on this, Coach?
To me, I think everything G said was spot on. I think timing is everything. Let's not be, dumb about this. We know Michigan State is a better job than Colorado. All right.
Agreed.
Colorado understands that.
Correct.
But it's a way you do things. And to me, not only does it set the African Americans coaches back a little bit, but I think this also sets Mel Tucker back. So which I don't wish no badness on nobody.
Right.
But let's say he falls flat on his face
At Michigan State.
He might have to go to Charlie Strong route.
Oh, it's not gonna leave no one's mind if he falls flat. He's gonna definitely take that route.
And the bad thing about it is Charlie Strong is in the coaching world, and then nobody has nothing bad to say about Charlie Strong, and he had to go the analyst route.
He's struggling to get a head coaching job.
So
a position coach.
So what you think is about to happen with Mel Tucker? Now, I think I said earlier, timing is everything. Once Dan Tony said he was stepping down, I knew Mel Tucker was probably the front runner for it, simply because his time there with Saban and Dan Tony, it would make sense not to come at. It wouldn't make no sense not to come out. But you don't go and voice it. You don't put on a big, hoorah stuff. People look, they understand it's a business too. If they came at you with the right amount of money or something like that,
correct.
You know what I'm saying? Look, you should have what I call LeBron playoff mode. You should just went social media dark, radio silence.
That's all you had to do.
Until you figured out.
That's all you had to
and
do.
Once you came up with your choice, don't make it a big. Then you wouldn't have the backlash. You wouldn't have to double the question because we all know what happened. They lowballed you the first time.
Yep.
And you used that to see if Colorado would up their offer. Colorado didn't up nothing. They stayed where they stayed at because you went 5-7. Why would we up our offer? That's
correct.
dumb. And then they came back with more money and you took it. it wasn't. Now you're making us all feel like we dumb.
Correct.
You know, just be when you're in the media, and when you're in a position of power where young people look up to you and you have to lead young people, transparency is always the best policy.
Exactly.
Because now, you know, how is a person supposed to take advice from you? Like, look, you gotta be, you know, this is a business. You gotta keep it 100. Well, you
Right.
keep it 100. You know, why should I?
Why should I?
Well, then you're gonna have to pull. Well, look, I'm the coach.
Who was the Hall of Famer that played for the Cowboys? He recruited his son, and he came on Twitter and
He
said,
on Twitter.
"Man, this man sat on my sofa 2 days ago and lied to my face."
I can't think of his name, but I saw his video.
Oh man,
Forgot his
I
name.
can't think of
Hall of
his name.
Famer for the Cowboys. Can't remember his name.
I know who you talking about, but like
Drew Pearson.
Yeah, right. I'm about to say,
grandson.
I'm about to say,
Well, his grandson.
His grandson.
And that's what it is. But then I feel who I really feel bad for is a player like Ashad Clayton.
Correct.
The main reason why Ashad chose Colorado is because of Mel.
And Cartier Hankton.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know, that was one of the big. Now, with Mel leaving, we don't know if Carday's still going to be on that staff or not. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't. You know what I'm saying? You just pulled a kid almost 1,200 miles away from home, and y'all was going to be his new home, and look what you just did. You know, the domino effect of, and that's why I don't think he considered the domino effect, because he was all out for him.
Exactly.
And not, because it's a better way you could have did this. You could have been like, you could have told the staff and everything, look, Michigan State hollered at me, I'm considering it, just to give y'all a heads up.
Right.
You know, and then once they came out with the second offer, you could have been like, look, guys, this is what's going on.
But here's the thing, though.
Hold on, let me say this before you go. And this must be something that's common in college sports. You know, he said in his press conference, you know, he hadn't been to Michigan State since he left in 1998. He accepted that job and hadn't been there since 1998.
Well, I mean,
money talk, bullshit walks.
But then also, like, when you think about it, he's been coaching and he's been a successful coach at a successful program. You really don't have time. So like for instance, when we went to the Alabama, when the Amy staff went to the Alabama coaching clinic last year, Dan Tony was a speaker at the Alabama clinic. Nobody's going to Michigan State to speak.
Correct.
You know, so he's been on the Bama staff, the Georgia staff. You know what I'm saying? He's
been at the pro level. He's been a coordinator. He's been a defensive coordinator.
So he's been blessed to be at programs where people are coming to him. So you got you probably as a college coach, it's 10 months of the year you're done. Out of that, you got probably maybe like with all the free time and the vacation stuff, and you know, and all the in the dead week stuff, you might have 2 months.
Right.
You know, so you know it's not surprising.
Here's my thing, and I'm not taking up for Mel Tucker by any means necessary. I think the timer was 100% wrong on what he did and how he bolted Colorado for Michigan State. I will say this though, other coaches don't get the slack that what Mel Tucker did. That it's happened before. Lane Kiffin did it. He did it to Tennessee when he bolted for USC. Did it the same exact fashion. Somehow, some way, when Lane Kiffin fell flat on his face at USC, he still found ways to get jobs. He's on the Alabama job. He got the Florida Atlantic job. Now he's the head coach of Ole Miss. He did the exact same thing.
But he was able to resurrect his career when he went under Saban for them 2 years.
But then think about this. Look at the safety net that he had. His dad is a renowned Hall of Fame coach, respected on all.
That give you like 9 lives.
that one. 2
off the dump.
He is everywhere he's been, regardless of most of his stuff's been off the field.
Correct.
Character stuff. He's been successful. It's no timetable. Think about it. FIU was nothing. They went to a bowl game in his first year, undefeated with throwaway players.
He made him relevant.
You know what I'm saying? Mel Tucker is he's proven, but he's not that proven.
And my only issue to me, and I'm just speaking for myself, What he did to me, the timing was wrong, and I got tweeted it out there. I feel bad for those out-of-state kids that were recruited to come to Colorado, particularly Ashad Clayton, coming out of Louisiana, and so many other kids who committed to Colorado that came from out of state. But I'm going to be straightforward with you. If you're going, Michigan State is not a football-first program. When you look at it schematically.
Well, the conference. It's really about the conference.
Okay, that's nothing wrong with that.
Because,
but what I'm saying
how they looking at it, they're saying the Big Ten is the second best conference in the country.
Yeah,
okay. That's how everybody looks at it.
So you got Wisconsin, you got Michigan, you have Ohio State. Purdue and
Western State.
Western State and Penn State.
Yeah.
And every now and then Minnesota will have a good season, give or take.
Well, last year they had a good season.
Right.
And Michigan State is the same way. Before the last 2 years, Michigan State was killing it.
Well, yeah. But then they had about
10 wins.
Right. Then it went down. But I'm saying it's not to me, when I look at Michigan State, that I don't think basketball, I don't think football first.
Right.
So when you take a job of that caliber, if you're going to do it for a program that has a rich football history. I get it when Charlie Strong left Louisville for Texas. To go to Texas.
Yeah.
When he went to Texas.
Right.
I got it.
Right.
It made sense. It was a football-rich first program. You did it for, to me, a basketball-first rich program. And that's where I say to myself,
because when you think about Michigan State, you think about Tom Izzo.
You think you're talking about Tim Izzo.
But that's what I'm about to say. I don't think Michigan State, I think it's more Tom Izzo than anything. If Tom Izzo was there, you wouldn't think of Michigan State as a basketball school. You would think of them as the Big Ten Conference because let's face it, the last time a national champion has come out of the Big Ten in any sport has been Michigan in basketball and Ohio State with Urban Meyer in football. That's it. And then it's a long list after that.
All right, I think it looks like the producer's showing that we have a caller on the line. Caller, are you there?
I'm here.
No, that's cool.
That's Coach Sloan. Oh, that's Coach Sloan. See, there we go. I was looking at
That's me.
There it is. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in and listening. This is the Offensive Coordinator of Louisiana Tech, Coach Joe Sloan, is on the line with us. People have been expecting this one, Coach. Got some questions for you. Got some questions for you.
Coach, man, I know you're busy, man. I know you're having a busy day, man. You got a lot of things going on. I hope you're enjoying the married life.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So you tied the knot not too long ago. Just appreciate you taking the time out your busy schedule, man, to call in and kind of give us a little insight on that Louisiana Tech program and how y'all been killing it, man. These last 6 to 7 years you've been at Louisiana Tech, man. Kind of give you a little rundown on your time at Tech, man, and how you got promoted to offensive coordinator about a month ago.
Appreciate it, G. Yeah, so I've been here 7 years now. I got here with Coach Holt 7 years ago, going into 8 now. And obviously we've had 6 for the last 6 seasons, 6 bowl games in a row. I think we won 9, 9, 9, 7, 8, and 10. Finished it off this year with 10 wins and beat Miami, which obviously was a fun season, to finish it off the way we did. But I think just really the way we started when we got here was we were going to build it with local players. We were going to build it with players from Louisiana first, from South Arkansas, from Mississippi, and from East Texas, and Dallas and Houston, and we were going to build it with those guys. We were going to develop them and build a program. And it was built on a lot of different core principles. Obviously, one of the number one ones was family, and I think that's the big thing up here is it's a family atmosphere. We create a family environment, and we push our guys to develop into the absolute best they could be. And what I think we've done a great job of is identifying those guys that fit into what we're doing, and then developing them into their best. And I think that's how we've turned out some really talented football players who have gone on to have special college careers, and a lot of them still playing in the National Football League today.
Coach, it's Fred. Listen, how big was the win over Miami at the bowl game, the Independence Bowl? You guys came up big. A lot of people, when that game happened, a lot of people thought that it was Miami pissed down the leg, but I saw that as La Tech is a very good program, and I thought going into that bowl game, La Tech was the better team. How big has it been for you guys to beat Miami in that bowl game, and how has it impacted recruiting since a win of that caliber?
Well, I think though, I don't think you can understate the meaning of that game. When you look at, and we had 9 wins going into that game to finish it off a 10-win season against Miami in Shreveport, an hour from Ruston.
Right.
We had basically a home crowd. We beat Illinois in the Heart of Dallas Bowl 5 years ago, and to beat the University of Miami, a storied program in college football, and on national television, we're the only college football game on TV. I don't think you can understate that. I mean, I think that showed just what type of program we are, and I think for a lot of people, for you guys know what's been going on in Ruston, what's been going on in Louisiana Tech, but I think for a lot of people on the national stage, maybe they don't know the type of program that's been building here over the last few years and what type of success we've had, and I think that was a big statement, and it's paid dividends in recruiting. I mean, you hear that's the game that guys want to talk about.
Yeah.
Because everybody was watching it.
Right.
Justin Henderson went off.
Hey, he did. And he's from about an hour from the University of Miami. So
Yeah, he's out of Florida. He's out of Florida.
He stuck it to him.
Hey, to get him over 1,000 yards in that game, that was special. That was special, and I think our guys just came to play. You could see it if you were at the game, and I'm sure it showed on TV. Our guys were playing hard physical football, and that's what we brand ourselves on. So for that to happen and for our guys to show up and play the way they did with their pads, that was big time.
Coach Sloan, this is Coach Singleton from A-Meet. My boy, you're my boy, Coach.
That's right.
Man, but first of all, congratulations on the promotion. I texted you when I heard you got the position, and from what are we gonna expect now? Because I knew what to expect out of that receiver room, because you was putting out NFL prospects, it seemed like every year, and when y'all was recruiting Kyle, how you would sit down and explains the nuances and the technique that y'all gonna show him and stuff, and ultimately led him to sign it with y'all. So what are we gonna see now that you're not just the receiver coach no more, that you're now the head guy in charge of the offense? What type of are we expecting to see, record-breaking numbers, i.e. like Joe Brady, baby? Are we gonna air that thing out? Are we gonna ground and pound? What we looking like?
You know what, I think our offense, and since Coach Holtz has been here, and he's always been very involved in the offense. So a lot of what we've been doing is going to continue to stay the same. But at the same point in time, I see really what we grew into this year. It's all going to start with a core philosophy of taking advantage of space and putting speed and matchups in space. Speed and space is a speed and space game. We're going to have a physical run game inside, and we're going to isolate people on the perimeter, whether it be carrying the football with screens or whether it be taking one-on-one shots, whatever that might be. And you saw a lot of that this year. And I thought really as a whole, our offense, our O-line, our perimeter players, and our quarterback really understood how we were trying to attack the defense. And I think as we go into this offseason, just sitting here looking at some of the different things that we can continue to add, I think it's only going to continue to get more exciting. Last year, I think we were top 30, top 35 in offense.
Mm-hmm.
I expect us to continue to make strides. We had a few years ago, we were top 5 in the country. But I expect us to continue to make strides. We have unbelievable talent right now on the perimeter. We're going to be breaking in a new quarterback. We got a couple guys in that competition, but a couple really talented guys. But they're going to have a lot of weapons around them. We got both of our top 2 running backs back, a lot of our O-line back, and like I said, a bunch of talent on the perimeter. So we got to do a great job of spacing defenses out and isolating different people and using that space to attack the defense. And you're going to continue to see that every single time you cut on La Tech.
Yeah.
Coach, I want to get your take on what's been pretty trendy over the last 2 to 3 years with this transfer portal.
Yeah.
That seems like every time you open your phone up in the morning when you wake up, is this guy in the transfer portal? I mean, it's become college football's own free agency, so to speak. What's your whole take on the transfer portal? Do you agree with it? I mean, what's its pros and cons to you? And how have y'all dealt with that as a coaching staff, knowing that these kids have the freedom to just be like, I'm going to put my name in a portal, and now they have the right to just be able to basically be a free agent in college football?
Yeah. So, we've been really lucky, I think, with just with the health of our program and the way we run our program. We haven't dealt with too many guys leaving, which I think has been good because, what we always say is if we're honest with you in recruiting and we recruit you to Louisiana Tech and to Ruston and talk about the things that we're actually made of and we're built about, we're built around, then when you get here, you're going to know exactly what to expect. You came to Louisiana Tech for the right reason. So if you do that, then we shouldn't have too many guys who all of a sudden are disappointed or maybe didn't know what to expect and decide they want to leave. I think that's when you get in the most trouble, is when guys don't know what to expect and they get here and then next thing you know, it's not what they thought it was going to be. So I think you got to make sure that you're honest with guys in recruiting so that they know exactly what your program's built on and what's it going to be like on a day-to-day basis. And I think Coach Holtz has done an unbelievable job of that.
So,
everybody's been transferring. I mean, transfers have been going on for a while. I think the difference was the transfer portal has just made it a much more talked about thing and made it easier. Like you said, they don't necessarily have to come to coaches anymore. They can just go straight to the
portal.
Athletic department and ask to be put in the portal. So sometimes I think maybe that can be a good thing, and it also, there do seem to be so many guys transferring now,
Right.
and sometimes it's for the right reasons, and sometimes it's maybe for the wrong reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's maybe to get re-recruited, or maybe because the transfer portal is a little bit dramatized on social media and those kind of things. I think transfer is a big deal. If the college football program you're a part of is not the right place for you, and you really looked into that decision, and you've talked to your family, then transferring's okay. But transferring is hard, and you don't want to it doesn't always want to be the first option. So hopefully whenever that does happen, guys are doing it for the right reasons. I think older guys transferring who maybe aren't getting the type of play time that they want or expected, and they've given an opportunity to come in and develop in the program. I think that's a great thing. I always would love to stay away from young guys transferring as often as possible, just to let them get their feet on the ground, let them get accustomed to the program, and let them develop within the program and learn work towards that goal of getting on the field. Because you do see sometimes, you hate to see when guys around the country leave after a first year or something like that, and you know what, they would have been just fine where they were at.
Do you think they should change the rule where if you transfer from D1 to D1, they don't have to sit out, or you think they should keep it where it's at, where if you transfer from D1 to D1, you have to sit out a year?
Right now they have everybody who's a lot smarter than me figuring that out. You guys get to fight that out on social media. I do think the grad transfer rule is really good the way that it is right now. I think if you graduate, which is what it's all about as a student athlete, if you come in and you graduate and you do what you're supposed to do, and you feel like you need a new situation for your 1 year left, I get it. I do. I get it. So I'm always about, it's all about the what's best for the student athlete, and that's in terms of their growth and their experience. And if we always keep them first and what's best for their growth, their development, and then their experience while they're in college and playing college football, if we keep that first, then we'll always be doing all right. And I just hope with any decisions that are made out there, that's always the number one goal.
Now, here's my question for you, Coach. Just for it. Obviously, we know that LSU is the number one talking about recruiting for the state of Louisiana. They typically land the most recruits out of this state when you're looking at it from top to bottom. But for you guys to program, is it important for Louisiana Tech, as the success you guys have had, you and Skip Holtz have been doing that for the past 7 years. You got guys like Billy Napier, what we had on here a couple of weeks ago, down at Louisiana Lafayette. We got Nichols are coming up on the rise. Tulane, who's starting to land some solid recruits in the state of Louisiana. But when you think of La Tech and Ruston, is it important for you guys to be ranked number 2 when you think about recruiting in the state of Louisiana? Or you guys are just more focused on getting the best character kids out of this state? So which one of you guys, when you think about going to recruiting, what's a priority for you guys? Kind of landing some of the second best ranked kids in this state, or just getting the best character kids that you think could focus on graduating and help build the program from that direction?
Well, I think those two things go hand in hand. I think our priority needs to always be to be the absolute best that we can be, and in terms of, as you put it, being the second best behind LSU or whatever that might be. If we're getting the guys who we identify, the recruits that we identify, who are going to be the absolute best for our program from a character standpoint, an academic standpoint, an athletic standpoint, and those are the guys that are going to help us win championships. And that means that wherever we fall, then we fall. But when we get into recruiting battles and we identify guys who we want, then we need to make sure that we talk to them about what Louisiana Tech football is all about. And if we're recruiting the right guys and they see our program and what we're all about, then we're going to get those guys to come to Louisiana Tech. And I think that's what we've done, is identified the right guys for us who have the combination of talent and ability, character, and academics. And we've gotten them up to Ruston and made sure that they understood why they fit into this program. And those guys have fell in love with it. And when they come here, they do the same thing on a daily basis, is they commit to the process of our development, the process of being great. And that's where I think you've seen the consistency. Because you know what? You can have a great season once in a while. You can have, because you have a couple good players here and there. But in order to win 6 years in a row at the level that we've won at, it's because of consistent development and the foundation of our program. And we're not swaying away from that. So ultimately, everything that we do on a day-to-day basis, whether it be recruiting, whether it be developing our guys that are currently here, whatever, it's all about winning games on Saturdays in the fall. So that's got to be our number one focus at all times, is winning games on Saturdays in the fall. And when we keep that as our number one focus, then we'll be good.
Coach, a couple of weeks ago on signing day, a kid not too far from y'all had a letter of intent issue with Ole Miss, and now you've always been a straightforward guy with recruiting. I mean, I don't think nobody in our area has ever seen anybody other than you and Coach Holtz when it comes to recruiting kids in our area. And y'all always been straightforward with us. What is, like, because we have a lot of recruits that watch the show that come on, that we interview. Like, we interviewed Amik before he even signed with y'all, and so what are some advice that you can give potential recruits on, like, the recruiting process as a whole, of knowing, like, what's a committable offer to what's just like here's a flyer that gets printed out by, like, our department to get you to come see the campus or something like that?
Right. Well, what I tell, and I'll tell you exactly what I tell recruits when they're up here on campus with us, is the recruiting process is fun. Enjoy it. You get one chance to go through it, so enjoy it. But at the same point in time, always remember your goal. What's your goal? Your goal, and we talk about their goal. Hey, what's your goal? I want to be the best football player I can be. I want to graduate. For a lot of them, it's go on and play in the NFL. Well, all those goals. Okay, well, how are you going to reach those goals? By being at the best program for you. When the recruiting process is over and you start college, are you in a place where you want to be? And that's the ultimate goal. So don't let the process and all the social media and all the different things that go on, don't enjoy that, but don't let it distract you from what your ultimate goal is, and that's being at the right place. Because ultimately, you're going to have to go live that decision. You're going to have to go be a college football player. You're going to have to go be a college student at whatever school you choose, and choose it for the right reasons, and how your life's going to be on a daily basis, and how you feel like you can accomplish your goals, and what type of program you want to be a part of. Don't do your best to try to eliminate the distractions and noise through this recruiting process. And it's tough, man. I feel for guys now, because they have a lot of distractions. They have a lot of distractions and a lot of pressure and a lot of things pulling them a lot of different ways, and they got to try to eliminate that and make the best decision for them. And it can get tough. It can get clouded. And I think they got to be very straightforward. Coaches need to be straightforward with recruits, and recruits need to ask direct questions, because I think there's a lot of things flying around right now offer-wise that it clouds everything. Because I looked, that study just came out. I think it said we offered 140 guys. We were like top 20 in the country in percentage of offers to signees. I mean, when you get offered by us, it's an offer. We haven't gotten into some of the other things that people around the country are doing. But I would always give the advice to recruits: understand what you want to get accomplished through this recruiting process, and make sure you find that, and don't get distracted by all the other noise.
Now, real quick before G asks another question. So take us into like the war room, so to speak. So how do y'all set up the recruiting board for like what kids to go? Because like this is a richly talented state, So how do y'all set up like this the kid we want to go after, and we going to get him, like finding like the diamonds in the rough, like a Meek Robinson. I think that's probably like the best diamond find ever, regardless what level of football, to get him to come to your life. So how do y'all, determine like these the ones we going after, these the ones that we want to offer, these the ones that have to be in blue and white regardless?
Right. Well, we get, we recruit a 6-hour radius. So when we get in our car and leave Ruston, we drive 6 hours in every direction, and that's the area we're going to recruit. So we're going to saturate that area. So we're going to get names from all different types of places and create a database over when you're a sophomore and you start to play well, we're going to know about you. You're going to get in our database, and we're going to start to evaluate you as you move through the recruiting process. And we'll start to understand who exactly we want to target based on character, academics, and athletic ability. And then we saturate them with our staff. We want, when you come to Louisiana Tech, we're a family, and you're going to be involved with our whole staff, our community, our head coach, our assistant coaches, all the people that touch this program. And so we want you to feel like that all those people or are involved with all those people during the recruiting process. So we're very staff oriented. It's rare that you're just going to talk to one guy on our staff. That doesn't happen at Louisiana Tech. You're going to know multiple coaches, and you're going to feel comfortable with our football program through this recruiting process. And that's a big reason why I think a lot of guys come here, because they love that environment and they love that atmosphere.
Coach, I talked to a lot of high school coaches and even people that's GAing in college, and everybody have these aspirations of moving up in the college ranks to either be a coordinator or a position coach or even a head coach one day. And I know if you put that time in, going back to your days at East Carolina, then moving on to South Florida with Coach Holtz, and now you're off as a coordinator at Louisiana Tech. Take me through that journey and, the bumps in the road, the trials and tribulations you went through in this coaching journey, and who are some of the people that has inspired you and kind of mentored you throughout your tenure in coaching to the day?
Well, I think that, anybody who's in coaching right now, anybody who's in college coaching could go back and tell you there's a time where they had to sacrifice a lot of things to get to where they were. When I was a GA, I slept on an air mattress for about 2.5 years, just getting out of college. I mean, that's not, I know there's a lot of guys who have similar stories and doing different things. And, I was one of the lucky ones. I got 3 years after being a GA, Coach Holtz, I was fortunate enough that he hired me here at Louisiana Tech as a full-time position coach. But a lot of guys don't get it that quick, and they got to continue to sacrifice. And it's tough. It's a commitment. But it's a special profession. You get an opportunity to work with young men on a daily basis in a really competitive environment and help them grow and become men. And you get to make a huge impact on them. And there's not a lot of professions like that. So I think it takes a sacrifice to get into this, because if not, everybody would do it. It's an awesome experience on a daily basis. So that was something, and then I got lucky enough that I took advantage of some different opportunities that Coach Holtz gave me, and tried to work hard, and he believed in me and gave me some different shots as we've gone along the way, and I've continued to really grow under him. I got to say that there's been a couple different guys who have been on his staff, but obviously Coach Holtz specifically for just how that I have come up through this profession, and how he's mentored me, and how I've used him to grow, and adjust. And I think he creates an environment where he asks me to do different things and pushes me and helps me set goals, and then helps me to hold me accountable and hold me to a standard through that. And that's really been my coaching process. But I definitely got to say I owe so much to him and what he's done for me, and then also our relationship and how he's helped mentor me through that time.
Now, Coach, this is Freddie. I gotta give you guys a lot of praise. Since 2013, man, you guys at Louisiana Tech have put 12 players in the NFL, drafted players. We're not talking undrafted. We're talking about guys that were drafted. Just to name a few guys: Trent Taylor, Boston Scott, Kenneth Dixon, the transfer from Florida, Drake Driscoll, a receiver, Carlos Henderson. You guys last year also had Jalen Ferguson that went to Baltimore. This year, you guys are gonna probably have a Meek Robinson who probably gonna make number.
Ain't no problem.
Who's gonna probably get drafted. And we talking about when we talking about Meek, we talking about a kid who was in essence all pro at corner between him and Derek Stingley,
right?
Which is in the nation, what people don't even know. What's the testament to you guys, at Louisiana Tech? When people think about Louisiana Tech, just naturally, they're not thinking pro players. But 7 out of the 12. Well, on the offensive side of the ball, So how is that much of a recruiting tool for you when you go out here talking to kids? Because a lot of kids thinking at themselves when they're in high school, they're the 4-star to 5-star prospect possibly. They're thinking about Sunday. My talent can translate to Sunday. But they're thinking how they're going to produce on Saturday. So tell me your story, how you use that possibly as an opportunity to let kids know, look, kids from our program been drafted. They had an opportunity to play on Sundays. So how much of that's a testament to what you guys are doing at Louisiana Tech?
Well, I mean, if you want to be the first guy from a program to get drafted, or you want to be the first guy from a program to go to the NFL, then Louisiana Tech's not for you, because we've had a lot of guys do that. They've already blazed that path. So they've shown you what you can do. If you come in here and work hard, you're going to be in a program that's going to help you develop into the absolute best you can be. If you have that type of talent and ability, then Sunday's going to be waiting for you. And we've been fortunate enough to have some really talented football players, and then I think Coach Holtz has done an unbelievable job with this program of developing these guys into their absolute best. I mean, just in the last, this is kind of a wild stat. In the last 7 years, we have the Kenneth Dixon, second in the history of college football in touchdowns. Second in the history of college football. Okay, he played 4 years ago. Jalen Ferguson, first in the history of college football in sacks.
Yep, number one.
We've had all Americans back-to-back years. Jalen Ferguson and Meek Robertson. I mean, you just talk about. I mean, that's right there. I don't. You don't have to go past.
You don't want to toot your own horn.
Yeah. So, I mean, we really have. We've been fortunate enough to find some special players in the areas that we recruit and identify some really good, talented prospects. Get them here, and those guys have been awesome people who've taken advantage of our program and developed into elite football players. Really, I mean, really elite football players, and they're special people. I mean, you look at those guys and what they're doing. Jalen Ferguson graduated from here, came back for his 5th year, graduated from here, broke the sack record, is doing unbelievable things, and ended up starting for Baltimore at the end of the year. Meek just, I mean, I could sit here and talk for an hour about the positive things about Meek Robertson and what type of person he is, what type of work ethic he had on a daily basis, and what type of impact. Yeah, everybody knows that he made the impact on the program by being an All-American, by having all the accolades that he had. What they don't know is the impact he had on the program, that the leadership abilities that he had, and the way he changed the mindset of young players around him who could see him and look up to him and understand what type of work ethic he had, and they want to go mirror that. That's what they want to be, and he's made a huge impact.
Coach Sloan, man, my last question for you. You are one of the most respected coaches throughout college football. I don't think you might realize that, because you're so humble with when you talk to everybody. What is it like to be recognize and to stay humble the way that you are. Because I remember it was a time I was like, hey, coach, we lost Devontae Lee, we lost Kyle Maxwell, but we got some talent, but, how we get them to the next level. And you called and you talked to me about an hour. And look, I never played receiver a day in my life. but after that conversation, I felt like I can go out there and run at least 7 out of the 9 routes on the street with like Louisiana Tech style. We get different schools that come visit us, and they all the guys always talk about you, and that's very rare, because you get some guys who come there just because they have a university, on their chest, feel like that they're above us, that they don't, look, we're not here to talk with you. We just here, hey, we want to know if your kid gonna sign with us or not. So we what is it like to have that respect, but also stay true to yourself and stay humble, throughout the whole process?
Well, I really appreciate you saying that, and I was fortunate enough just to be around some good people coming up, whether from my family to my football family and to Coach Holtz and all the different guys that I've had the opportunity to work around. You know what, I look at it this way. We're in the people business. It's about relationships in everything that we do. It's about relationships with our players. It's about relationships with our prospects, our recruits. But most importantly, it's about the relationships with the people we're around throughout this state, in the high schools that we recruit from. And what we always want to do is we want to make everybody around us better. We want to do everything that we can. And I want to do everything I can to try to help someone else or help different guys grow. That's what people have done for me, and I just try to pay it forward and pay it back, and do everything I can to be my best on a daily basis. But I appreciate you saying that, and that's, I think as long as you always look at it as how can I influence and help others, and how can I continue to develop and foster relationships, man, that's the best thing we can do. And if everybody always act like that, this business would continue to thrive and be even better than it already is. And I think that's all we can ever do. And if we keep that as number one, then we'll all be good.
I'm talking about coach. If y'all need a holder coach, I'm the man. I want to get to the next level, baby. I need somebody to tell you if you need a big get back coach, I'm your guy.
Scared.
Joe, man, I really appreciate you, man, taking this time to come on here, man, kind of give us your insight on Louisiana Tech football and you as a person, as a coach. And kind of just to piggyback off of what Coach Singleton just said, man, I remember when I met you about 4 or 5 years ago, spring practice at St. James. I don't know if you remember that.
That's right.
And
I remember it.
And we talked about, you didn't know me from a
you were out there with your iPad, man.
Going back.
You did. That was your first time ever meeting me, man. But I remember, we talked for a while that day, and that meant something to me because I was just not getting into the media business. And I tell people to this day when they talk about Louisiana Tech football and thinking about Louisiana Tech, you're one of the first people. You are the first person I bring up. I'm like Joe Sloan. This guy is a genuine guy, knows his stuff. I mean, is a relentless worker, understands the importance of relationships and building that trust with kids and wanting the best for them and not just out to just sell them a dream. And you're one of those guys, and I think that that's why you're thriving in this business. And I think you headed to big things in the future, man. I just want to say I appreciate you, bro, and hopefully we can get you back on the show later on in the season.
Absolutely, G, and I appreciate you saying that. And man, really, really glad for what y'all are doing and for all the things y'all do for the kids down there. So really appreciate everything.
All right, Joe, man. Good luck to y'all this spring, man. I know it's right around the corner, man. Good luck. Stay injury free.
Hey, appreciate it. That's all we can go. All right, y'all be good.
All right, Coach.
Appreciate it, Coach. That's Coach Sloan. Oh, they changed the music. We gonna change the music. He changed it up a little bit. I thought it was going the original.
He was cutting it off a little too
early. Yeah. You gotta let it go all the way through. Yeah, he's like cutting it up in the middle. You gotta finish the process.
Let it marinate.
Coach Sloan trying to toot that home. Yeah. About Jalen Ferguson and Meek Roberts. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
The proof is in the pudding. I mean,
Thanks.
If you get to know Joe Sloan, you're gonna understand why he's one of the best recruiters in the state, though. I mean, he knows his stuff. I mean, when he goes after a kid, he knows the backstory. He knows who your mama is, your uncle is, who knows who your uncle is, your grandpa. He knows every little detail he needs to know, and that's why he's so good at his job, and that's why he's getting a lot of them kids to come to Louisiana Tech, and he's just so good at building a relationship with them kids and creating a room for the receivers that they want to come and run through a wall for him.
And he's one of those guys that he loves the game of football and the art of football so much that even if you're not coming to his school, he gonna sit there like, hey, I remember he told something to Devontae, and it changed the way he played the whole season. He was there for Kyle, and it was like, man, if you run that fly route like that one more time, man, everybody know you can jump.
Right.
But when you gonna create separation? And then, Lee being the person, hey, Carl, how to create separation? Work on this, boom, 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 boom. And as the season got farther along, you stopped seeing Lee be the jump ball person, and it was just, man, he losing people. He losing people off the line. Everybody knew he could fly.
Right.
Ain't no secret.
Ain't no secret there. Well, listen, guys, I want y'all to stay tuned, stay locked in, don't go nowhere. I'm gonna take a quick break. We'll see y'all right back. FanView, Real Fans Talk Sports.
Joe Sloan. He got a name. The name.
This Sloan.
Man,
Joe
you know what?
Sloan.
I should have asked him, man, are you related to Jerry? Yeah.
Listen up. Your customers, our listeners, could be hearing about your business right now. Yeah, right now. Don't miss out on the opportunity to advertise with NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Call our business department today at 504-475-4793 to hear about our great rates. NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. We provide the people, you provide the business.
Well, what's up, everybody? This is boy Coach Hurricane here. You can follow me on Facebook at Henry Singleton or on Twitter at HenryHayoU15.
Listen, this is your boy Fred. Listen, you can follow me on Facebook at Brandon Fred Jones, or you can follow me on Twitter at BFred Jones.
This is Jeremiah Gray, man, with GSportz. You can follow me on Facebook, Jeremiah Gray, AKG, and on Twitter, G_paid-in-full-08.
Pay me the money. money.
What it do, y'all? It's DJ Slick Daddy from the Live Line, here to tell you about the hottest bar on the West Bank, After Dark Sports Bar, 419 LaPelka Boulevard in Gretna. Come check us out on Monday for steak and oyster night. Thursday, free seafood night. Friday, 3-for-1 happy hour. Saturdays, ladies night, and always open for parties. And then Sunday, Saint Sunday, oldie but goodie Sunday. Come find out what is hidden for at After Dark Sports Bar, 419 LaPelka Boulevard in Gretna. Doors open at 6, 12 p.m. on Sundays. After Dark is a non-smoking atmosphere.
New show. Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl, Dr. Rhonda M. Lawson, and I'm coming back at you with the new year of Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions. And this year, we're moving to Monday night with brand new exciting guests and engaging literary conversation. And we want our listening audience to be there with us because this is going to be a year you will not forget. Catch us every Monday night, 7 p.m., right here on the New Orleans Talk Network. And you can also reach us on the Meet the World Image Solutions Facebook page, the Meet the World Image Solutions YouTube page, and we're on Podbean, iTunes, and Google Play. So catch us every Monday night, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. See you there.
Where we used to ball in the park, where you could get your first start, where you can learn how to swim while I'm sitting in the bleacher with your mom and them. Marshall Falk used to play at, Odell Beckham used to play at, the Manning brothers used to play at. Put your hands up, let me hear you say, the first place I balled out, where you can learn to run a route. The first place I swung a bat. Home run out the park, you ain't getting that. Mom and dad sat up in the bleachers, where the coach used to be my teacher. Nord Park, where we used to dwell. Now the Manning name ringing in the NFL. Where we used to ball in the park, where you could get your first start, where you can learn how to swim, while I'm sitting in the bleacher with your mom and them. Walter Falk used to play at, Odell Beckham used to play at, the Manning brothers used to play at. Put your hands up, let me hear you say, and there you have it. I got my homie Cool Dizzle in the building. Let y'all know about Nord. So come out to the parks and support. Something for everybody at Nord, 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 Nord.
Welcome, everybody. It's FanView Live. Your boy Fred, your boy GSportz.
Kurt again here.
Kind of incapacitated right about now.
Yeah, you know.
Had to fix our windpipe. Cooper Man with the rep.
His son pretty goddamn good though. I'll tell you that much. His son is real good for Newman. Really good.
But Newman has some special people on the outside.
Don't disagree with you on that one. I don't disagree. But he look good on the ball. Look good on the ball. Welcome back, everyone. FanView Live, Real Fans Talk Sports. Just finished that interview with Coach Sloan. Great interview. Did he promote the crap out of La Tech or what? If you're a kid, I got an offer, Coach, holler at me. Sign it.
I signed.
Promoted the bejesus out of La Tech. I give credit that credit's due. Now, Coach Hen, you said you wanted to read a comment about Mel Tucker.
Yeah. Now there's a comment on the watch parties. This is from Brad Ficklin. Now a lot of people know who Brad Ficklin is, but Brad Ficklin is a former head coach at Albany High School. He left coaching because he has severe heart issues now, so he can't coach no more because he can't elevate the stress level. But the reason why this comment like spoke volumes to me is simply because when he hired me at Albany, I was the first ever African American coach at Albany.
Gotcha.
And that's saying something. This is 2009. And I'm just a kid from the railroad, tattoos, dreadlocks, and if you expecting the first time black coach hired, that ain't it.
You coming all bad, Coach.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Bad resume.
But I just show you like the type of respect I have for him, and he puts anyone that judges someone's character off of color isn't someone anyway, regardless of colors. You should want to work for. Plenty of white coaches have made bad choices, and changing jobs is eventually bites you in the butt. The truth is, winning cures everything. If he wins, no one will remember any of this. I see schools that will drop you after one losing season. They allow you 0 years for rebuilding. I say get your money when you can and set your family up.
It's the same thing I was trying to mention, before we got Coach Sloan on the line with Lane Kiffin. A similar comment, Lane Kiffin has done that because he has been a successor prior to USC. He's still been able to get a lot of opportunities. My only argument would be, I wouldn't did it for Michigan State. I mean, if I'm gonna do it, I would do it for a history of football first program. If I would have did it, meaning that I would have probably did it for Texas, I would have did it for Miami or USC. I get it. They're a football-driven program. For Michigan State, and I think of Michigan State, I think of Tom Izzo.
Again, I'm gonna keep reiterating this. It's not about that he left.
How he left.
It's how he left. Yeah, you just can't do things like that, man. Especially as an African American in this college coaching profession. You're messing it up for the ones coming after you. Because you say if he win, everybody gonna forget about it. And that's, winning cures everything.
Yeah.
But what if he don't win? Or if he just mediocre there? Everybody gonna look at the next young up and coming black coach and say, is he gonna Mel Tucker us?
Yeah.
And that's my whole issue with the whole situation. So, like I said,
I'd argue that.
had he not came out on social media and put this big post up about I'm committed to Colorado and this and this and this and whoop de whoop de whoop, I would have nothing to see. Look, you gotta do what's best for your family. I get it. But how are you gonna go sit in somebody's living room and talk to them about loyalty? And if somebody commit to you and tell them that your word is bond, when
A week later,
you're not practicing the same things you preaching. And so them kind of things, man, you gotta be careful with those kind of things. But if he wins, you're right. Nobody gonna remember it. But if you mediocre and just staying above 500 and staying right above water,
yeah,
this is gonna be something that's gonna be used against you going forward. And so, I hope it doesn't hurt some of the African Americans that's coming up, in the future, because we got some good young ones coming up. I hope it doesn't hurt them. But I personally think that people are going to keep this in the back of their head going forward when it comes to hiring an African American black coach at an offensive coordinator position or a head coaching position.
It's hard to argue that, and that's some of the cases. But we do have to shift gears. We got to get into some Saints football. Obviously, the news broke on. Drew Brees broke the news, I think, on Instagram, on social media, that he was returning to the Saints for the 2020 season. Are y'all excited about Drew Brees returning for the 2020 season? Coach, and I'll go with you first. Are you excited at the fact that Drew Brees is coming back for next season for the Saints?
1,000% pissed off. I'm gonna go the opposite direction. I'm pissed off simply because I feel like this is a Brett Favre situation. I feel like you're holding. Now, granted, I'm a diehard Saints fan. I remember the days when we was horrible. I remember days that people wouldn't even want to name a quarterback. I appreciate everything that you have done for the Saints. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, us signing you back, you coming back means we're gonna have to sign you. All right, it's gonna have to be a multi-year deal, like a 2-year deal, because of the cap number. That's gonna set us back further. It's not like when Green Bay had Brett Favre and they just pretty much let him stay until all right, look, we paying $20 million to 2 people in one room and only one of them can be on the field at the same time.
Right.
You gotta go, Brett. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We don't have the luxury of that. We had the perfect bridge guy that we're gonna lose now because we can't afford him.
Correct.
You had the perfect bridge guy to say, you know what? If you can't get a quarterback in this draft, you can get one maybe a year or 2 down the road and keep it rolling. Hell, he won 5 games, 4 against playoff teams. All right. So, and I seen a different type of coaching from Peyton.
When Teddy was that quarterback.
And it was clicking. So now you just killed that. You just killed that. And with all that we have to do, you gotta figure out what you're gonna do with Von Bell. You gotta figure out what you're gonna do with Arnie Minor. You know you're gonna lose Pete, so I'm not even gonna mention him. You still stuck with the future question behind the quarterback room now. You got Kamara who's sitting there like, hey, where I'm at, you gotta upgrade the defense. There's places on the offensive line I think, because when I look at a move like this, I don't look for right now. I look for year after year after,
Right.
Because this is one of those moves that will set us. Him coming back. Even if let's say we win the Super Bowl this year, okay, great. He's gonna retire. We're in the hole. We're in the hole. We got the trophy, but y'all remember what happened with the Broncos?
But that's what it's all about, baby, in that trophy.
Yeah, but if we don't get the trophy, we're nothing but the Packers situation or the Vikings. I take you a step further. The Vikings situation when they flew and got Brett Favre, came back. They had no backup plan behind it. Shot they shot. It didn't work out. He leaves, and you stuck. You don't get back to relevant until you get this now. That's why I don't like it. I really don't like it.
GSportz, are you excited that Drew Brees is returning for the 2020 season?
He can't throw the ball to goddamn hit the 4th Street.
I'll be excited when I find out what he's getting paid. How many zeros he gonna have hitting his bank account on Tuesday. That's when I'll find out how excited I am.
You're holding your applause to the numbers come out.
Right. So I mean, if he's gonna take that hometown discount, I'm all for it. Because let's be honest, even though, Father Time is catching up with his own, he's still better than 28, 27 of the starting quarterbacks in the NFL. And that's just being realistic about it. But I do part of me wants to see the Saints kind of move on and see what this offense can look like with somebody that can throw a 60-yard bomb to Teddy Ginn. Or we draft somebody in the 3rd, 4th round that can stretch the field. And we can be able to complete passes to him and down the field. So part of me wants to see that. Is Taysom Hill the answer? I don't know. I'm not as sold as some people are trying to make it out to be about Taysom Hill. Teddy Bridgewater. I like Teddy Bridgewater, but I don't know if he's the answer. I'm torn. Okay? And so, far as free agents, they ain't really got too much to pick from. Okay? Tom Brady, I think that's very unrealistic that we would even go after him.
Why would I trade a 41-year-old for a 42-year-old?
Cam Newton, I'm sorry. I'm not going to drink the Kool-Aid.
I understand.
Okay? Y'all told you what I thought the Saints should do.
Throw the ball too high.com.
I told you what I thought the Saints should do. I thought we should really seriously consider trading for Matthew Stafford. Okay? I think he would do wonders in the Saints offense, especially under Sean Payton. I think you will finally see him reach his ceiling. Will it happen? How unrealistic is that? I don't know.
It won't happen now.
Right. Right. So, far as drafting a quarterback, unless they thinking about drafting Tua in the 1st round, after the 1st round,
he ain't gonna fall to 20.
Nah, he ain't gonna fall to 24. He not gonna fall that far.
Right. So I mean, it's just a situation that kind of puts the Saints' future in limbo. Like I say, Drew Brees come back. I can see us winning 10 games, 11 games, getting to the playoffs.
Playoff team.
But we're not going to be the team like the 49ers, okay, with a defense like that, okay? We're not going to beat a team like the Bears, especially
if they get a quarterback.
If Trubisky takes his game to another level, okay?
Or they get somebody who's better.
Okay. You're not going to beat a team like the Eagles. If they get to the level that we know they can get to, they got a front four, they can rush the passer, they don't have to blitz, they got a good secondary.
They just need consistent, healthy receivers.
If Mike McCarthy takes the Cowboys to that level that I think he can take them to, I think they are the team to beat in the NFC next year. Okay, they have all the personnel to really get to a Super Bowl, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Okay, and you ask somebody like Mike McCarthy to kind of mentor and take Dak Prescott game to another level. Who knows what that offense can go to? Okay, so and you already got one of the best offensive lines in football, and I just think that with Drew Brees being a quarterback, we're not going to beat teams like that when it comes playoff time. It's just not going to happen unless Kamara runs wild or unless our defense is just that dominant.
Right.
And so we're going to see how it's going to work out. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not really excited about next season. I'm not excited about it because I'm always thinking about Super Bowl or bust. Coming into this season, I was thinking about Super Bowl. The season before that, I was thinking about Super Bowl. This season, I don't feel like that. This season, I just feel like we probably get to the playoffs and be in the middle of the pack. And
if some breaks go our way.
In free agency, I've been hearing rumors that we might go after Everson Griffin. They talking about we might trade for Slay.
I would like that.
Yeah, I would like that.
I would like that.
They're talking about Tyler Eifert could be somebody we go after too from the Bengals. So
can't stay healthy.
All I know is only one person we're gonna be able to sign in this offseason that could really help our football team because we don't have that much money. We got $22 million in dead money. $22 million in dead money. So it's just not gonna happen. So with that being said, Drew Brees coming back, I'm on the fence about it. And like I said, when I find out what he's getting paid and how many zeros gonna be hitting his bank account on Tuesday, then I'll let you know really how I feel.
I'm with you, GSportz. I tweeted it out on Twitter. I said, listen, I'm gonna hold all my applause till I hit with the contract numbers on. For people who don't know, let me help y'all break it down going into this season. This team has, according to overthecap.com, has $9 million of cap space. And for people who don't understand what I'm about to tell you, I'm going to break something else down that people don't know. Don't forget about the 2-year, there was $47 million deal that Drew Brees signed 2 years ago. That was a guaranteed all-way contract. How Mickey did this deal, there's money on the books cap-wise for 2020 and 2021. There's $15.9 million on the cap this year for him and $5.4 million on the 2021. So my question is this. The current market value for a starting quarterback or potentially franchise guy is about $30 million. To me, if that's what he wants, there's nothing to clap about. Where you put the money at? Whether the money ain't gonna show in the books.
If Drew is trying to get that kind of money, you're clearly letting us know that you're not trying to win.
You're not trying to win the Super Bowl.
You're trying to just set records and
that's correct.
And be on. You have personal gain.
That's correct.
Out of this, you're not trying to win a Super Bowl if you try to come for that kind of money. I don't know why, for the life of me, if you truly coming back to try to win a Super Bowl, why don't you just come and sign for a 1-year deal for $10 million? Drew, you done made over $200 million in your career. You ain't spending it on nothing.
And walk-ons.
You ain't spending your money on nothing. Okay, you're with your wife. You ain't. That child support ain't tearing your check up
unless you're tricking.
And I know
he got it.
And I know that much taxes ain't getting taken out your check because you got 5 kids.
But he might be tricking.
He got it.
So I think that's gonna be the key, bro. If I see Drew Brees, if an alert come to my phone that I see Drew Brees has signed for anything past $15 million, I might off myself.
My thing is this. I'm with you, GSportz. My thing is this. If you coming back, people like, yeah, I'm excited. I'm like, at what cost? What contract cost? Because people don't understand how the cap part works. This is a $9 million that Saints are going into operating costs going into the season. Drew Brees already has $21 million in dead money on the cap. 15.9 this year, 5.4 next year. So what is he signing for? And how long is Mickey going to make this cap thing look the way it needs to look so he can be eligible to be a Saint? My thing is this. Anything above $15 million, what are we doing? What are you doing? There's nothing to clap about if Drew Brees is still trying to get paid market value what starting quarterbacks / franchise quarterbacks are getting paid. That market has reached to $30 million now. Most people who follow sports understands that. But if that's what he's trying to get, wrap this season up.
Let me ask y'all this question. How comfortable are y'all with Taysom Hill possibly being a starting quarterback or Teddy Bridgewater?
I'm not comfortable with Taysom Hill being a starting quarterback at all.
To me, it was Teddy Bridgewater I was comfortable with. Sean Payton's not even comfortable with Taysom Hill. And anybody that
he's not saying that on NFL Network.
Yeah,
for the Super Bowl, he talking about he think Taysom Hill the next Steve Young.
You can say all that shit if you want.
He sounded like he meant it.
But let's
sound like he meant it, coach.
Let's play. Let's be real. Let's be realistic. Actions talk. All right, actions talk. When Drew went down, that was his chance to show us that
Taysom Hill is the guy.
Is the next one.
Who started?
But you're not gonna pay a backup quarterback $13 million and don't put him in right there. That ain't gonna happen.
My thing is, if this is the guy. So here's the thing too. I can see if Taysom Hill was a 24, 25-year-old, this athletic freak that we know, the guy's 32. He turns 33 before the season kicks off next year.
He don't look 32.
He's been hurt most of his career. So So but that's the realistic. If he was the guy, he would have been put in. I think it's fool's gold because you don't know. You don't have a real deal package for him. You don't because you change everything that you do around him. To me, he's the ultimate. When the wild card was taken up, when the Wildcat offense was going crazy, when NFL defense not stopping, he would have been the perfect person. Like, oh my God, we don't know what to do because he can run over us, he can run away from us, and he can bomb us. That football now, how many people you see getting the Wildcat now? Nobody's getting confused by that. It's an automatic adjustment to that type of stuff. to me is just is.
So both of y'all are in agreement that we're gonna be in the middle of the pack next year. We're not gonna be competing for a Super Bowl.
It depends on what the contract is. If Drew Brees signed for $10 million, then you still have some situation where I think there's gonna be like Janoris Jenkins is due for $11 million. I got nothing against Janoris Jenkins, but I think they saved every bit by releasing him. I think they're gonna release him, and you could possibly bring him back, but you're not trying to have a $11 million corner, a number 2 corner.
But
right?
he ain't gonna.
Kiki Alonso, they saved like $9 million by releasing him. He's coming up with ACL. He's done. So there are some ways.
I think Von Bell done. I think Andrews Pete done.
Yeah, but they're already not on the cap next year. They're free agents.
Yeah, right.
I'm talking about guys. I think Larry Warford.
Gotcha.
I think Larry Warford probably gonna get released. But look at it this way, Coach Hen. He is due $12 million, and they saved $8 million by releasing him. I'm not having a $12 million guard.
And so
all you doing if you because you're gonna go the veteran route. So you release him, you're gonna pay somebody that much money because that's the.
Yeah, but I need operating costs. Meaning I don't want to be on the hook for on a cap $12 million for a guard.
But he's worth it.
And with Drew Brees coming back, you want to have that offensive line intact, especially when you're losing Pete.
I'm not saying that.
You can't lose your two starting guards.
Yeah, I'm not saying that.
Do I think he's worth $12 million? Hell no. No. But I'm just saying they're going to be forced to keep him because there's nowhere in the world. Now, if you were just losing, if Pete was still in the contract and you didn't want to pay him that $12 million, yeah, let him walk.
Yeah.
But you can't let Pete walk and let Larry Warford walk.
When you think about replacing the position.
I mean, especially in that Teron Armstead, every time he break his fingernail, he hurt.
So it's gonna be the restructure.
But you gotta figure they still got Nick Eason.
No,
I'm not saying Nick Eason is an all-pro guard. What I'm saying, I'm not thinking of guard.
He probably gonna take Pete's spot.
What I'm saying is that when I'm thinking of guard, I'm thinking of if you're thinking of a replaceable position on the offensive line.
No, it's not the guard. It is not the guard. The guard is not.
When you're looking at cap space and money, you thinking I could draft a guard.
No.
I mean, it just depends on.
That's somebody who don't understand football.
I ain't gonna go that far. I'm gonna just say it just depends on the philosophy and the scheme of the team. Okay, somebody like the Baltimore Ravens, a guard might not be as
that's
because when you got a quarterback like Lamar Jackson, he can hide a lot of your deficiencies on the offensive line.
That's false because it's a reason why they beg Marshall Yonder every year.
You gonna talk about one of probably the top 3 offensive guards in the game? You gonna pick him?
What I'm saying is the other guard has been there for 5 years. They don't care if he leaves. They begging Marshall to stay. A guy who's been there 15 years. Hey, please come back.
Yonder?
Come back. Yeah.
Because he's top 3 in the league.
But the man 42.
He's top 3 in the league.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but like you begging
between him, Quentin Nelson, and Zach Martin.
It's the guard is the person that never gets the credit that they deserve. That's why they get paid so much. It's the only person that can help the center and the tackle. And it's a person that if you look, I want y'all to look at how quarterbacks drop back in the league. That's one thing that people don't pay attention. A quarterback never drops straight back behind the center. They always drop behind. They always go like at an angle behind the guard. They set behind the guard.
And I'm not disputing that. All I'm saying is, depending on your scheme, the guard might be replaceable. Yeah. It might not be as much of a need as it will for other teams. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's not important. I'm not, because ultimately, when you're getting pressure, where you're most vulnerable? Interior.
Up the middle.
So why would you? I'm not saying it, but somebody like Lamar Jackson, I think you having a guard. Now you got somebody like Yonder. Hell no, you don't want to lose him. But I'm saying he can get away with not having a really good guard versus somebody like Drew Brees. We need somebody like that because Drew Brees, once he get interior pressure, it's a wrap. Lamar Jackson get interior pressure, he can escape out of it.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm going with it.
Yeah, I got you with that.
But I'm saying that when you're looking at this team, when they're looking at cost and what they can shave and how they can figure out how they can operate, they're saying to themselves, I'm not saying they're going to release Larry Warford. I'm just looking at the cap savings.
I'm not releasing him.
You can't release him.
I'm not even thinking about releasing him.
My thing is you can't even look. You can't
lose both of your starting guards.
You can't even.
Teams do it hard time.
And
that's teams that don't. That's not successful.
I bet they struggle
again.
You can't. My thing is, if you bringing him back, before you got Larry Warford, you was getting pressure up the middle like crazy. You get Larry Warford, you sign Larry Warford. Pete got beat like a drum. The team was trying Pete. They wasn't trying Walford.
I'll do you one better. Do you remember after you won the Super Bowl and Carl Nixon wanted to get paid? Mm-hmm. And we let him go to Tampa Bay?
Yeah.
The next year, Drew Brees got towed alive.
I don't disagree with you.
He got raped.
What I'm saying is that they didn't.
He got towed alive, and that's what I'm trying to say.
Carl Nixon didn't stay healthy in Tampa.
People like Drew Brees.
Yeah, that's not production based.
People like Drew Brees.
I understand that.
But it was a heart issue too. It wasn't like no football related.
It's health.
Drew Brees.
I get that part.
Drew
He's
Brees.
All pro.
Tom Brady. People like that. They have to have a good guard and good center. They got to have that.
I'm not arguing it.
So
now people like the Pat Mahomes, the Lamar Jacksons,
even
Cam Newton, Dak Prescott's.
Matt Stafford, because he's so tall, like he see it coming and
those guys don't need it as much. Drew Brees, we need to keep Walford. I'm gonna say it again. He doesn't deserve $12 million. He doesn't. But we can't release him. It can't happen. We do that, you can pretty much put it in the bank that Drew Brees gonna be running for his life next year.
He can't run.
I'm just saying. I'm just looking at the cap. I'm looking at the operating cost, and I'm saying to myself, when those things happen,
round shake. Gotta get paid.
When you start looking at things, guys like Alvin Kamara gotta get paid. And
Kamara gonna sit out.
They think about where can I cut from? You can't cut Drew Brees. You can't cut Cam.
This is where you can save money. You call Teron officer in the office and say, hey, look at man. Over the past 2 years, ever since we gave you the big money, you've been available this amount of time. Now, we can't take your money away from you because you signed for it. But we're going to restructure this, give you a signing bonus, and your cap number is going to reduce, which means the team cap number go up. Teams do that all the time. The Saints are notorious for doing it.
Yeah,
you start shaving money that way because you can't do it to Rankins because Rankins is on a rookie deal. You can't do it to Ramchek. No, he's on a rookie deal
because Rankins also is on the last shift of his deal. So
I'm saying you can't.
So some guys they restructure their deal.
Those are guys that you can't. But because that, but also this is the curse of you drafted well the past couple of years. And now
you didn't win.
The bill came due.
There's a penalty for winning if you don't make a Super Bowl. Here's the penalty.
And the interest on the bill is Drew Brees saying I'm coming back, and you're like, all right, we got to give you 18 to 20 because you're Drew.
Right.
And giving you 18 to 20 is going. That's how you give Drew Brees 18 to 20. That's how long it'll take us to be back relevant again.
Now I'm reading a comment on his from one of the watch parties we in. Steve Early says, take a play cut, Drew, please. The question would be is, what pay cut you're talking to me? I think the number is really $15 million.
10 million, man. You done made your money, man. You done made your money.
The number is $15 million.
Stop acting stupid.
My thing is,
stop acting stupid.
How much, like, are you trying to get rich, or are you
rich?
No. This is my thing. If I'm having if I'm having a conversation, look, are you trying to get
like
rich?
A real big time, huh?
Are you trying to get rich? Or are you trying to get a ring? Because if you trying to get a ring, we talking 10, and we ain't going up.
Right.
If you're trying to get rich, there's a team in San Diego where you started at who needs a quarterback.
Los Angeles now.
Well, that too. You go there. They need a quarterback. Cincinnati might need somebody to show Joe how to do it. You took him under your wing.
Denver,
Miami, hey, they wanted you first. Denver,
Colorado, good. Go follow Peyton.
Hey, look, look, weed is legal there. You can put some of the dab stuff on your birthmark, baby. Nobody know. Look, this is not my thing. Is we already shot ourselves in the foot because now Teddy did what he betted on himself.
Somebody else says Jamel McClendon says 10.
He went bananas. A team's gonna give him money.
Yeah.
Tayson's not the answer. We too far back to get a solid core. Because I swear to God, if we draft Jordan Love, I might just be on hiatus for a year.
Why you keep thinking we gonna draft Jordan Love?
I just have a feeling. I have a feeling we're gonna do some dumb shit.
That is some dumb shit.
We don't have a second round. And what else?
I would love to trade back. I would honestly love to trade back.
Well, we don't have a second round. I think we don't have a seventh round.
We don't have a second round. Do we have a fourth? Yeah, we got multiple.
Yeah, we got third, fourth. I think we just don't have a second and seventh. If I'm not mistaken.
Who knows? Trade back is sounding real nice right about now.
But there's a lot of fans, with the announcement of Drew Brees is coming back. To me, like I said, I've been on, like, hold my applause till I hear the numbers. Because if I hit $30 million, trust me, I'm gonna go puke.
Telling him off myself. I might off myself.
I'm gonna go puke somewhere.
Consider it.
I'm gonna go puke fast as you could think of because I'm sitting there saying to myself, this guy's not trying to win. He's still trying to be paid amongst the highest, like with the Russell Wilsons and the Big Bens and the Aaron Rodgers. You still trying to be. Now, granted, I know what's his name, Jared Goff is in that same category, but he's 25. Who cares? They drafted him first overall. I got why they paid him. He's not as great. He's in the middle of the pack. But when you invest in somebody first overall, God damn it,
And then look what he got paid. He got paid off of a Super Bowl.
Off of a Super Bowl. He came off of a Super Bowl.
Time is everything.
Time is everything. Time is everything.
Arthur Watts says, I agree. He don't need no more than 10, man. We need other pieces on defense, especially our secondary.
Yes.
So where y'all think we going in that first round? Y'all think we going offense or defense?
I think it really determines on what you able to sign in free agency, but then also if
free agency started next week?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, March 10th.
whatever you could get as free agency, I think kind of tells or way because if you get like a guy who I would really like, the Littleton from the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's
the Mike linebacker.
Yeah, I think he's a guy that you can put him on the outside. He can run. He can cover. Him and DeMario Davis, I think would be a phenomenal dude. If you get that,
alone can't stay healthy.
If you do that, then I was like, man, shit. You still can go get if Kenny Murray is there.
That's what I want.
Or Patrick Queen is there.
That's what I want.
I say you get one.
I'm not sold on Patrick Queen in the first round. Not in the first round.
He going.
I'm saying I wouldn't pick him in the first round.
Just like I told you remember 2 years ago, I told you my boy Duke Riley was going in the second round. You were like, nah. Then look what Duke
he went third.
He went third.
Second or third. I was like,
third.
But I told you,
I thought
you
he
said
was going like
6.
six.
Yeah, you said 6. And I was like,
third in Atlanta.
And then when it happened, but like I think it'll be a coin flip. Like if
because like with the Falcons,
because like
he got traded to the Eagles.
Oh yeah. It's like that pick. Like that mock draft that I showed you on, like if that one comes to fruition, I would say, look.
But they got Amik Robinson getting drafted in the 6th round. Yeah, that ain't gonna happen.
No, but my thing is, I'm talking about like the receivers. Like I think Duvernay from Texas is a steal. Mm-hmm. And Sean
he raw.
Sean Payton, but his speed ain't raw it out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's an easy replacement for Ted Ginn. If the damn quarterback can get that damn far, but that's also saying you could start maneuvering some things. It depends because in one mock draft I seen, now I don't know how true it is, but I really don't think, but like they have multiple people trading up and to get certain receivers and certain linebackers, and if they had Queen and Murray gone. People trade up to get T. Higgins and Judy and stuff, and in the quarterback situation that kind of pushed certain people back. And Grant had fell to 20s.
But here's the thing with those mock drafts. Right now, free agency has to happen first.
Yeah, that's why I said
a lot of that. I'm looking at them to myself, and I'm like, because a lot of this changes because you don't know who's going to win.
Jared Judy ain't gonna fall that far.
Yeah.
But
No, they had them jumping up, and it had Grant Delpit falling to the 20.
For the race for receivers.
And I was like, hey.
So let me ask you this. If Kenan Murray and T. Higgins is on the board when we go to select in the first round, who you taking?
Who? Me?
Kenan Murray
me?
or
You asking
T.
me?
Higgins?
You asking me?
I'm taking T. Higgins.
You asking me? You really asking me that question? Man, Murray, bring your ass home, baby. Who that nation where you at?
Kenan Murray.
Look, this is how I feel.
I'm not gonna be mad if they pick T. Higgins. I'm
taking
T. Higgins.
I'm picking Kenan Murray.
My thing is because this is what I say.
And I'm taking T. Higgins over for need. I think
they need Kenan Murray.
Look, this.
Listen,
this is
Klein and DeMario Davis is the only 2 linebackers we got right now.
But Klein a free agent. You know what I'm saying? You could cut Klein and save $4 million.
Can you imagine DeMario Davis and Kenan Murray together?
Look, this
who's next to Michael Thomas.
Hold on,
you're making a good point. No, listen, if they pick T. Higgins, I'm not gonna be mad, but I'm picking Kenan Murray. He's a freak.
Look, this is what I say. Where's the deepest part of this draft at? Receiver.
It's top.
You think so?
Man,
I think it's top heavy.
Right.
I think it's top heavy.
No, man, shit, nah.
Man, once you get past Jared Judy, T. Higgins, the kid from Colorado,
Justin Sanu, Justin Jefferson, Henry Ruggs.
It's top heavy.
That's about it.
That's about it.
Colin Johnson.
No.
I'm telling you.
Man, it
it depends on what round you talking about.
Yeah, I'm not. That what I'm saying is, you can get another receiver.
I haven't seen it enough from Colin Johnson for me to be like excited if we draft him.
Right, but like
he got nice size.
The Duvernay kid, you know what I'm saying? You gonna find it's people. It's people in the that you know what I'm saying, like, all right, if you don't get one in first round, cause my thing is I'm looking at how our defense rolls. The D line has been getting better and better. The inconsistent play was the secondary and who was starting their linebackers outside.
And we saw that against San Francisco.
So my thing is,
because Klein ain't playing that game.
But
Asalon got hurt. Klein got hurt. So Craig Robinson, Craig,
Craig is just the
special team
all the time, Cole.
You know,
all the time, Cole.
You know, look, but Murray is the guy. I think if Murray is there, you just.
Listen,
you don't even waste.
I agree.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
You
Why?
You Instagram it and you call.
I'm trying to figure out why would he even fall that far?
Because everybody's jumping. Because you know
receivers gonna kind of go. They're gonna go,
and then people gonna. Some people are like some people in that spot in between are like solidified in the linebacker spot. They young already in the linebacker spot. A team like Titans would have been a spot that he fell to, but like they solidified.
My thing is
everybody in that room is young outside of Wesley Williams, but he's their guy.
Here's my issue,
and I think that if it did happen like that, I think that Sean Payton would pick Henry Ruggs over T. Higgins.
Now I'll take Ruggs too.
I take Ruggs too.
I think T. Higgins is better, but I think Sean Payton
4-2 is 4-2.
Likes Ruggs more than,
I think he's a more of a speedster. What I'm saying is that when you look at this offense, shit, no offense. Heck of a fucking season, Michael Thomas. 149 balls. That's a lot of fucking balls. I don't need this guy catching 149
Why not?
balls again. For what? That
can't stop it.
That happened because
you know what his Twitter name is?
Listen,
say it for me.
You can't guard him, but I don't need him catching 149 balls.
If
there was nobody else on the other side.
Man, look,
they still need a guy who can get 1,000 balls. So when I look at Keith Murray, who's a heck of a talented football player, is linebacker a bigger demand than having another receiver on the other side?
Yes.
At the present moment of this team?
Yes.
No.
Yes. If you can't stop nobody,
they both a need.
They both. Which one's a bigger need?
Both.
Which one's a bigger need?
Man, both, bro. Man, listen, bro. Did you see how we looked against the 49 when Klein didn't play, and all we had was Demario Davis out there?
Okay.
No people ran the ball down our throat. We ain't had nobody rush over 100 yards in I don't know how long.
Who caught a ball besides Michael Thomas all year long?
Jericho?
Is that a receiver?
What's the boy name? Dalvin Cook in the playoff game. They ran the ball down our damn throat. Why?
In the first half.
But my thing is, it happened.
Listen, what I'm saying is that
receiver is a spot that you can find. People find specialty receivers all the time. You saying it's the truth.
That's no. That's that particular position on this team. They got problems.
Tripping.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you is.
Everybody would say they need a number 2 receiver on this team. Right now.
Yeah, we do need.
We need a number 2 receiver. But I'm saying a receiver spot is easily hidden. Because guess what? Name me the San Francisco 49 wide receivers outside of Emmanuel Sanders.
They got Deebo Samuel. They got Emmanuel Sanders.
They got Emmanuel Sanders in the season. And they still were whooping ass. You can do different stuff to get to eliminate not having.
It depends on how you building the team. Right now, the biggest flaw in this team right now, I think the biggest need is that they don't have a number 2 receiver. If that guy number 13 has any injury, if he God forbid he misses the goddamn game. Well, you're talking about bad.com. Production goes down through.
This is why I want you to pump your brakes. This is the reason why. Because
you want to build a team through the defense. I get it.
No. You listen to the biggest picture. You build the draft for the future.
Okay.
The future is 9 ain't gonna be here after next year.
Okay.
That's the future. Why have a loaded wide receiver core if a team is gonna AOB you all day because you got a rookie quarterback, or you could get right now. Get a defensive changer that not only helps you in run, he can blitz and he can cover. That alleviates just some of the in between. Cause where the Saints get killed at, deep shots and intermediate stuff. All the little short stuff we own that, but we can't cover outside of Demario Davis And as only when he's healthy, we can't cover a back or a tight end without having to bring another secondary person in. That's when people start running down our throats. And then, with the way 7-on-7 is, the way college football is, you're always going to have 5 or 6 game-changing receivers that come out each year. It's a proven fact. The linebackers that come out they.
So why did this team don't have none?
1 and 3.
Why this team don't have none?
We just missed.
Oh, missed on who? We haven't taken none. Traquan Smith, that's the last receiver we took. You talking about Keith Kirkwood and Austin Carr. Let's go down the list.
You missed on him. You traded away. You had Brandon Cooks. You traded him away. Don't act like we didn't have one. You traded him away. You made Kenny Stills. You traded him away.
And other receivers having a problem.
You traded. I'm saying you asked me where have they been? Okay. We drafted. Look, if we don't get rid,
if we take Keith Murray right now and Kenny Murray, if as Allen stays healthy.
Yeah, you still need 3. We are 4-3 defense.
If he's healthy, he don't have this injury issue.
Man, he been having injuries since college. Okay. Every year, so we can't depend on it.
Okay. And then just like Kiko Alonso.
Okay. Now look at the other side. Look at the other side of this football team. On the opposite side of the ball, at receiver, there is no other threat.
Jared Cook.
That's not a receiver.
Look, Kamara, people. Look,
Jared Cook was second on the team in receiving. He broke a record this year for most touchdowns.
You forget that the Patriots won 2 Super Bowls without having a dominant wide receiver, but they had shoot 'em up, bang bang, and ain't no game. And goddamn,
that's their system.
My back.
That's their system.
But I'm saying
that's the Patriots
proven.
System. That's how Tom Brady do. He throws
Guess what? Guess what? The Philadelphia Eagles won their Super Bowl that way too. Running the ball, tight ends. Trey Burton, Brett Sellett.
No, I mean,
yeah.
Alshon Jeffrey was tearing people up there.
Yeah, he had a good year.
One receiver. You named just one receiver. I'm saying they had 17 different damn running backs. They ran the bitch down your throat, and Trey Burton and goddamn Brett Sellett was ungoddamn guardable. That's what they did. And the quarterback.
And look at their team now. The quarterback, how many receivers they got?
Well, shit, he hurt. But look,
they don't have one.
I'm saying you can win in this league without receivers. Teams show you every year.
Man, good luck with that.
Buffalo Bills this year.
I personally feel like we should draft Kenneth Murray. Okay. Now, if we do go receiver, I'm not gonna be mad. I'm gonna just be like, okay, that was a need too.
My thing is, why draft a receiver who excels at going down the field? The damn quarterback can't throw that bitch down there.
Well, he ain't gonna be there forever.
What?
Shit. You act like Drew Brees about to play another 9 years.
Shit, man.
I'm gonna draft the receiver go down the field. Eventually, there will be another quarterback throwing the ball down the field.
How hard is it to find the quarterback? Don't tell me it's easy, because we see motherfuckers fuck up we can show you. I can show you motherfuckers that put on the tape, do all the good shit, and come into the motherfucking league and they Josh Rosen. But he the one, the generation. He's the can't miss.
You only good at your situation.
Yeah, my situation is I want a motherfucking linebacker that's gonna hit something.
You only good at your situation. Some of these quarterbacks get drafted to bad situations. Okay. That's what it comes down to.
Some just can't play, but some are drafted in a bad situation.
Okay, if Ben Roethlisberger get drafted by the Texans and Carl get drafted by the Steelers, we're not even calling him Big Ben.
Somebody still gonna be calling him he was raping that thing.
He was raping that thing.
He was raping that thing. Somebody will call him Big Ben.
He was raping that thing. He was definitely raping that thing.
And he paid for y'all to be quiet, but y'all won't talk about him. But y'all want to talk about Mike Vick and these goddamn dogs. The man out here raping folks. Bill Cosby and motherfuckers and shit.
Moving on. Free agency is right around the corner, and they got some quarterbacks who gonna be available this 2020 free agency. Let's talk about what some of these guys possibly are they staying or they going. You know, you got Dak Prescott in Dallas. Think he's staying or somehow, some way he gets out of Dallas.
I think there's no way.
I will let him walk.
Yeah, I will too, but
you hear what I say? Dak, you can walk. Just like you need to let your hairline walk. Okay, let him walk.
And them
okay?
hips.
He need to walk. Listen, for him to be for Dak Prescott to be trying to come out and demand $35 million a year, boy, who are you? Who are you? Okay? What good teams have you beaten this year? Yeah, I saw what you did against people like the Dolphins.
Yeah.
People that ain't going to the playoffs.
Redskins.
But when you play against somebody that's not Lighthouse of the Blind, what have you done?
Or when people load up the box.
What have you done? And look, that is, and that's not even, and I'm not even trying to say Dak Prescott is not a good quarterback.
He's a starter.
but you're not worth $35 million, baby. You're not. You got to be realistic with yourself, okay? So if I'm the Cowboys, if I'm Stephen Jones, I'm standing my ground. Look, either you're going to sign what we offered you,
Or you can hit the road, Jack.
or you can jump off the spillway.
They ain't got the spillway.
Red River.
He gone.
I'm not paying Dak Prescott over $30 million. It ain't going to happen, Captain.
We 100% agree.
You could take your hips and go somewhere else.
Sorry.
We 100% agree.
Cam Newton, you can walk too. I'll let you.
So we going down the list. Let's
Go on.
So you say I think Cam go simply because of new
coach.
New coach, and I feel like it's gonna be a Jake Delhomme situation. Teddy's gonna go there, and
Or he might go to Chicago.
Possible.
Or the Dolphins.
He from the South. He like being warm, baby.
To my Teddy? Well, yeah. I mean, he's from Miami.
That's the 3 teams I think he gonna have a good shot to go. The Dolphins, Chicago, Carolina.
Chargers.
Yeah.
Chargers.
Anthony Lynn needs a quarterback.
Possibly.
Tom Brady.
He gone.
Brady leaving.
He gone.
He leaving Foxborough.
Let me tell you something.
He gone.
It's all a publicity stunt.
He gone.
It's a publicity stunt.
He going
But
to
y'all done lost y'all mind.
He going to the Raiders
and lose.
But he gonna be a Raider
and lose.
He gonna lose. He gonna lose in goddamn in Foxborough. That time is for the time undefeated.
It's a publicity stunt. He's not going to what, man. If you think Tom Brady gonna take off that red, white, and blue,
and gonna put on some black and silver
and move around, it ain't gonna happen.
He going, man. He got that. He already.
That's all for sure, man. He talking, just trying to get people all stirred up. He ain't going nowhere.
So G say he say, I say he gone.
He stay. We gonna play the
tape back.
We gonna play the tape back.
Yeah. Hey, look. To me, this ain't an egg on my face moment. I just feel like he gone. That's how I feel.
No.
Even if he dead, he gone. He'll be going on Madden. Make sure he gone.
Silver and black, baby. Raider Nation, Vegas.
What you at? No AB.
Listen, Ryan Tannehill.
Call it a career. Call it a career. You had a 4-leaf clover in your back pocket this year with the Titans. I don't know how Mike Vrabel pulled off, what he pulled off with you. And we know Derrick Henry ran wild. That shit had played a lot into why you were successful this year, Ryan Tannehill. But let's be realistic about this. You had 80 yards in the divisional round. You had 90 yards in the AFC Championship. Call it a career, baby. You're 32 years old. Go ahead and spend more time with your family and enjoy life.
Unfortunately, I think we're stuck with Tannehill. I think he's gonna be the guy that sits there for like 3 or 4 games, depending on who they draft at quarterback. Because Mariota ain't there, he gone.
I was getting to him. Now, I think Tannehill stays for 1 more season. I think that when you had what they was called success with him at quarterback,
80 yards passing, 90 yards passing.
Playoffs.
That's successful. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
So
that's what success for them. For
them. That's a lot.
Okay.
That's a lot. You know how many quarterbacks they've been through?
And they caught up with him in the AFC Championship.
You know how many quarterbacks they've been through?
And they caught up with him in the AFC Championship.
The Mariotas, the Jake Lockers, the Vince Young.
But hold on, don't act like they ain't had the lead.
And you couldn't keep that lead because why? My damn quarterback can't throw over 100 yards in a game.
No.
But I'm a quarterback.
I'm a quarterback. Now, with all that being said, I think Tennessee, he stays put for 1 more season. God forbid how much you try to offer this kid. Don't fool yourself, Titans.
He ain't gonna break this up. He might get 12. A little taller, a little Shaman.
You know, I think
not even an ultra soft.
I think he's gonna get probably 22. I think he'll get what the Nick Foles got.
No, you give him that. Just go ahead and just fire Mike Vrabel right now. You give him 22, fire Mike Vrabel.
I understand.
No, and the GM, and put the team back in Houston.
Now, Jameis Winston,
go to the XFL.
That's not. I thought that was gonna be my answer for Mariota.
Go to the XFL. Look, Jameis Winston would be phenomenal in the XFL. No, he would be phenomenal. He probably would be the star of the league. Probably would bring the ratings up. Okay, but he has no business being a starting quarterback in the NFL.
Matt McGlone did a heck of a job.
Okay, you threw the ball to the other team 30 times this year.
And then he said he's gonna get eye surgery. That was his excuse.
Come on, man.
His excuse say
I can't make this up, man.
Surgery.
Man, go to the XFL, boost some people ratings, and I think you can go there and be successful.
Feel the same way?
I think
because you're not a starting quarterback in the NFL.
I think he's gonna go somewhere and be the number 2 guy.
His ego too big for that.
It
Come on, man. This man ain't even want to pay for crab legs.
It is what it is.
He ain't even want to pay for his Burger King when he was at Florida State.
Hey, is either take this check or go get an unemployment check.
He gonna want to go to the XFL, prove that he can still be a starting quarterback in his league, try to dominate it, and then try to come back to the NFL. He only 26.
He might go to Canadian football.
Nah, XFL is booming right now.
It's booming.
It's going. McMahon got that thing rolling. Hell, got it rolling.
But it's only gonna be. I don't trust Jim McMahon. It's only gonna be a certain amount of time before he fuck it up. He always fucks something up.
We'll see.
We see. Right now,
Look
right
at
now he
wrestling.
popular.
Look at wrestling.
Right now he popular.
Ain't no more rocks.
Now, Phillip Rivers.
Get a fix. You having too many kids. You having too many kids. Phillip Rivers, you got 9 kids. Bro, you shooting the club up. When I say you shooting the club up, you shooting the club up. You need to go get fixed, dude. Like, you gotta know when to stop.
Pull it out.
Okay? And as far as your football career,
Have a baby by me, baby. Be a millionaire. Have a baby by me.
as far as your football career, you had a pretty good year, man. But it's just you're on a downward spiral. Father Time is catching up with you. It's just time for you to move on and go do other things. Probably be a broadcaster. Probably get in real estate. I don't know. But an NFL quarterback, your career is done. Go ahead and get.
Think you gonna make it in Dallas?
No.
Nah, I think I say move to Utah, become an Amish person. You look like them. You got enough kids for them. You be the richest Amish person out there. Get you one of them little carts with the wagon. You know. And
Got 9 kids. He better not ever divorce his wife. Got 9 kids.
He from Alabama.
He shot the club up like that.
Yeah.
God damn. If he got 9 kids, just think about how much he shot the club up and she didn't get pregnant.
shooting.
God damn.
And look, man. And look. Let me say. You know what? You might need to start a daycare. You know, look, invest in masturbation or something, buddy. I mean, you know,
It's something.
offload before you unload, baby. You know,
Unload, reload, nigga, tools on deck.
man. But it's part of his religion, though. They don't believe in birth control whatsoever. He got that Joe Jackson on religion.
Okay.
Whatever.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's because everybody always joking with him about it, but that's they don't believe in it.
Gotcha. That's why you got
You see what happened?
7 accountant.
You seen what happened with Joe? With Joe now, made them kids and got divorced.
Now, Teddy Bridgewater.
I think Teddy Bridgewater is going to have a good opportunity to make some money. I think he's going to get about $25 million a year. I think Chicago, if Cam Newton don't go there, I think that would be a good situation for him because I don't believe in Mitchell Trubisky by no stretch of the imagination. Okay, Teddy would go there, especially with he got some good weapons with. If Burton could stay healthy at tight end, you got Allen Robinson, you got Taylor Gabriel, you got Tariq Cohen. I think Anthony Miller. I think they need to add another running back in the draft or free agency if they got one.
They should have
and I think that
Trade for Le'Veon, baby.
And they got a pretty good offensive line too. And we know what their defense got. Their defense loaded. So I would love to see Teddy Bridgewater go to the Bears and put that team over the hump because Mitchell Trubisky has really pissed down his leg the last 2 years he's been in the league. And why did they trade up to go get him like he was some kind of the next coming of Tom Brady? Beats me.
Lynch Mafia. Did it again.
First of all, you went from third to second, which made no sense, to get a quarterback who only started one season at North Carolina, which is beyond me. In the same conference, they had Deshaun Watson, who played in 2 national championships. Ryan Pace, like I said last year, those kind of decisions, even though you did a heck of a job
with the Saints.
From the Saints, you did a heck of a job with getting that defense together. But decisions like that get GMs fired. I suggest you get together, sign Teddy Bridgewater, keep your career, keep yourself a GM job. If not, it's going down in the tubes. It's going down fast.
I think Teddy, is his choice. Like this is gonna be.
But I think he should probably go to Chargers though. I like Los Angeles.
As far as winning, the Bears is the best situations out of Chicago, San Diego, Miami, Carolina. The Bears is the best situation if he's trying to win and try to get to an NFC Championship or to a Super Bowl. That's the best situation.
It's cold up there.
What do you mean?
Man from
He
Miami.
was the Minnesota.
Man, look,
Got drafted there.
I said,
Take inside.
He went to a Pro Bowl.
Let it dome.
I'm gonna draw a dark horse out there. I'm gonna draw a dark horse out there. I'm gonna say, look, Tom Brady on the way out,
Foxborough.
Teddy on the way in. Hey, Teddy and Fox, baby. That's 2 animals, baby. Let's make it happen.
Ooh. Marcus Mariota.
XFL.
Arena football.
Ooh.
Arena football would be a good choice for him too. I think Teddy. I think Marcus Mariota. I think he's pretty soft. I think he just can't take the hits that he's been getting in the league. I think that he's just having a hard time adjusting to the speed. And he's a pretty fast quarterback.
Right.
I don't think he's a bad quarterback. And also, I just think he's been in a bad situation in Tennessee.
Yeah.
Okay? And then I think Vrabel just had in his mind when he came in, I wanted my guy. I didn't draft this guy.
Right.
I'm going to bring this guy in, and that's what I'm going to go with. Who knows how good Mariota would be if he was with Doug Peterson in Philly? Who knows how good he would be if he was with Andy Reid? Who knows how good he would be if he was with Sean Payton? Or Mike McCarthy. Okay, maybe he could be the person you bring in to take over if y'all don't keep Dak, and you'll get him for the cheap. Okay? It's not that he don't have the tools, and it's not that he can't be a good quarterback. It's just the situation he was in, and I just think he has to get tougher. I've seen a lot of games where he get hit, and he just stays on the ground for 10, 15 seconds, showing the other team that he's hurting, and it just carry over throughout the game. So I think he has to get tougher.
Because he's hurting.
You can't show him you hurt. You can't. They smell blood, baby.
I understand. Old lineman, come get me.
Just saying, man.
Down here.
I honestly think the Cowboys will be the best fit for him. It'll be the best offensive line that he ever had in his career.
Right.
Yeah. And two, I really don't think people understood how bad that situation was for him.
Tennessee.
Jeff Fisher did not help him whatsoever. Then you hire I was about to say Marty Schottenheimer. Was it Marty? No, Marty was before.
Ken Wisenhunt.
Ken Wisenhunt. Now there was one of the long time coaches. They didn't. You didn't get the receiver that you did sign. He ain't pan out for you.
You drafted Corey Davis.
He started coming on this year
a little bit, but
Brown was
performed
killing
him.
And the only help that you had
really, during that time, it's Delaney Walker. That's the consistent one.
Yeah,
that's the consistent one.
You know what I'm saying? But you really had nothing, and they bottled you up. They put you in the offense where look, you being surrounded. You're 8 man in the box. They asked you to play hero ball. That was right. Your situation was horrible. Right. I think at that in that frame, I think the Titans was on the same page as like the Redskins is. Being one of the worst ran organizations at the time. So you didn't help. You don't draft a guy number one and don't help him whatsoever.
Right.
He got a raw deal.
I would say my team would probably be the Colts. It's not a sexy move, but I think Frank Wright is a heck of a quarterback, former quarterback coach, former offensive coordinator, now head coach of that team. I think if he went there,
what you gonna do with Brissett?
This is Brissett last year on his deal anyway. So if Brissett don't work out, you got a guy in place that you probably developed and been grooming for. So
I'm gonna bring Marvin Mariota. I'm gonna keep Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah, the same quarterback.
It's a lateral move.
I don't care.
Except Jacoby a little better.
I don't know. We don't know how good Mariota can be because, like I said, he's been in the bad situation.
That's a good point too.
We don't really know his potential. You talking about a guy who drafted second overall. We don't know, but a lot of cap room in Indianapolis. They could do some different things down there. I think that a year there would do him wonders. That's just me. Now, Andy Dalton.
Andy Dalton needs to be a backup. He'd probably be one of the best backups in the league. He's had his chances. Mm-hmm. You had your chances. I mean, you just continue to underachieve, Andy Dalton. You just continue to underachieve. You had weapons, okay? You had Tyler Eifert. You had A.J. Green, okay? You had a formidable running game. You had a really good defense, and you just could not get it done. Time after time, you throw up interception. It just seemed like when a clutch moment arrives, he continues to shy away from the moment and throw an interception or have a strip sack fumble or something to that nature. He is just not a starting quarterback in this league, and it's just like that for some quarterbacks.
Right.
But I think he would be a great backup. He's a guy, if he signed with somebody and he's a backup, if your quarterback go down for 2 or 3 games, he can come in and fill in for you and probably go
Philadelphia would be great.
2-1 or 2-2 for you. And keep things going until your starting quarterback get back. But for him to be your number one starter, the face of your franchise, hell to the no.
I think go ahead.
He needs to go to a culture that's used to winning. He's been in a losing culture for even when they had successful seasons. It was just a bad culture over there. He needs to go to somewhere. I hate to say it, but hell, the Saints might be a good, we need a backup. We're gonna need one for cheap, regardless of how we look at the situation.
I'm gonna take him right now as a backup.
We need him for cheap. Somebody, Sean Payton
Never knew Sean Payton might be able to do
could pull out something, and look. I mean, look is what Sean Payton has done with quarterbacks is you can't Tony Romo, Eli, Drew, Teddy. You know what I'm saying? Look,
you can even go Chase Daniels. I know he had to be in the starter. But you can say Chase Daniels,
Josh McDowell, like everybody that's been around him for a while. They flourish for it might not it's like the pot, like you hot, and then when you walk away from them, you get cold real damn fast.
Yeah,
like Garrett Greason didn't really pan out.
Yeah, but hell, you could hey, I take what 8 8 for 1. For every 8 that you hit on, you one bad. Hey, I give you that.
8 out of 9.
Just don't give me that Michael Jordan record.
But I think Philadelphia will be a solid situation for him. Obviously we know that, Carson Wentz can't seem to have a healthy season. He hasn't really had a healthy season since he's been drafted. I think going there behind, him and being in Doug Peterson's system, especially if they get receivers, I think that'll be a good situation for him. A team like Green Bay, behind Aaron Rodgers for a season or two, just like Coach Hen said, just get in the back. To me, I think he needs to be in a good organization. He's been in a bad organization, one of the worst organizations. Like, for me, I would not want to see him in Cleveland. Like, you went from a bad organization to another bad organization. Don't do that. Go to a good organization, see how it actually works, and learn how to. We know that you can, you had stats in this league, but you need to go see what a good organization looks like. A situation like New Orleans, Philadelphia, Green Bay.
Hell, even the Cowboys might be. He looked like one of the Joneses.
Yeah, but to me, I don't know. I wouldn't say that. But I would definitely, if Tom Brady re-signs with New England, hey, go behind Brady. Just get into a good organization. Know what a good organization looks like. Now, last one I want to mention. Alex Smith.
It's tough that what happened to him. I don't
back up, man.
It's tough. The injury that he's coming back and he hasn't played for 2 years now. Yeah. Man,
he's in the same boat as Andy Dalton. I mean, I think he would be a phenomenal backup quarterback in this league. And look, Andy Dalton and Alex Smith have had their shots in the league. Alex Smith was a starter for the 49ers. He was a starter for the Chiefs. Mm-hmm. He was a starter for the Redskins a little while. You've had your shots in the league, and you couldn't capitalize. So now it's time to take up a different role and go be a backup.
He didn't really lose the job in San Francisco. They just Kaepernick. They scored more points.
Harbaugh won it.
Yeah, he liked him better. What I'm saying? Not like
he lost the job.
It wasn't like damn, like. And then it was like
they took all when Cap got the job.
He got injured.
I'm looking at him like, man, in order to release him, it's be a lot of dead money. But it's the Redskins. Who cares, right? Dan Snyder been writing bad checks for enough time now. Don't stop now.
They're gonna bounce.
Yeah,
they won't bounce.
They won't bounce.
Yeah,
they won't bounce.
He got money. He got old money.
His daddy got daddy money.
I think I'm with G. He got to be a backup. I mean, a team like Seattle. Go back on Russell Wilson.
There you go.
Go a situation like that. I think he needs to be a backup in this league. I mean, you go back up Matt Ryan for all I care.
He come back up to the Saints.
To be honest, I honestly think he's he is cerebral enough. I think he should just get into coaching. I just think he's young enough.
That's another thing.
He's young enough.
Has a real football mind.
Like I think people will gravitate to him. Sort of like what Trent Dilfer done. He wasn't the best when he played, but when he speaks, you're like, this motherfucker understand the game.
He's running the Elite 11.
Yeah,
and he's doing a great job doing that.
And
evaluating quarterbacks and put his expertise on it. He's been doing a good job with it.
I think he might have, and then he's young enough to like all right. Because my thing is after that injury, being this old, and not like he's not old, but I'm saying, but like old in the professional sports world.
Yeah. Well, you think he got drafted.
Then I'm about to put you. Then how would you? Because you're not gonna get hit at practice. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff is all simulated. If I need you to go in the game, is that gonna be in the back of your mind? Because you seen it a bit with Teddy when he got called into the Rams game. It's like you could see like every time he'll throw the ball, he kind of like just go grab that phantom stuff. Like can you recover for that? And
mentally,
then with 2 years off, you ain't been in the same liability. You had to learn to walk again, my man. Look, Your life is more important. You still gonna collect a check, no regardless.
You get out your bed.
You know what I'm saying? You
without any help.
You know what I'm saying? Look, there's no doubt in my mind if you call Urban Meyer and say, "Hey, I want to coach," somehow, some way, you'll be on Ohio State staff.
Yeah.
Regardless what Ron Daly want, he there.
I would look at this as a backup, as a person to coaching. I never thought about it, but that's a great point there. You got to start looking at Alex Smith been in the league now 15 years. People don't forget this guy was drafted first overall back in 2005. That's a lot of seasons, a lot of wear and tear, a lot of injuries.
Look all the offense he learned.
All the offense you had to learn. So great point about bringing about coaching because you had to learn so many different offenses. Yeah, I think you could. That's a real possibility. I wouldn't. I think if you bring Alex Smith in as a starting quarterback, I think you could call the season over. I think that you can wrap it up. Like you ain't going nowhere.
I think everybody outside of Teddy Bridgewater on that list is not a starting quarterback. Right. Tom Brady, you don't have to explain that.
Goes without saying.
Dak Prescott, he will be a starter by default because if he doesn't stay with the team of course he's gonna pick a situation where he's gonna walk in like knowing I'm going to be the guy.
Yeah, he's gonna get paid like he's one too.
So outside of those two, everybody else is hoping to make the 53. That's how I look at it. Because if I sign you now, I'm going to sign you on a deal that's team friendly. Two, if I draft a guy and like he gets in our system and like we just see it like yeah. Hey, Jameis, I'm sorry. They got crab legs over there. Philip, I'm sorry. They don't sell condoms over there either. You know what I'm saying? It then two, depending on the type of organization, do you want those headaches and questions? Depending on what your quarterback room look like. So if I'm the Cardinals, so to speak, even if I'm in the room if I'm looking for a backup quarterback, I'm not reaching out to a Phillip Rivers or Andy Dalton, Cam Newton, not those guys. You bring in a Josh Rosen or somebody, somebody that my quarterback don't have to look like, man, over his shoulder. If I get hurt or something, and this guy just takes off because he has time. He's been an elite starter in his room. I think the Cam situation is going to be the real toughest one because you talking about a former MVP who organization did do him wrong. The first couple of years he didn't start getting help to later on, and his body just got beat up.
A lot of hits.
I don't think we will ever see a healthy Cam Newton until he say I'm done playing football. And that might take
tough.
That might be 2-3 years after that.
Yeah, that's tough.
I mean, but think about it. Look at all the stuff he been through. He had to run the ball at Florida. He had to run the ball at Glenn. Had to do it at Auburn. He'd been doing it his whole career. Hell, his MVP season, he had 42 passes, touchdowns, 20-something rushing touchdowns.
He had 35 passes touchdowns. He had God knows how many rushing touchdowns.
And what I'm saying, and the NFC South was that at that time was that conference.
Yeah, it's tough. Cam would be the wild card. I don't know where he would go. Possibly, who knows? They may actually, because understand this, Cam Newton is only due $19 million right now, so. That's way underneath what the current market is at quarterback. So they may keep him for one more season because $19 million is inexpensive right now at the current rate for a starting quarterback.
I don't see him staying.
I don't see him staying either. But I'm just saying it's cheap. It was an expensive contract 5 years ago, but now that market has went up.
You can trade him and get somebody give you a third, fourth. You're not. It's better than letting him. It's better than cutting him, having dead money, or letting him run out, having to answer all these damn questions. Is Cam going to get a shot? Boom, boom, boom. You're a new coach. You trying to look. You got to think. This man, he took over for Art Browse. He don't want to have to go through that situation of answering these questions all over again.
Just looking at the money. It's cheap.
Joe Brady don't want him either.
Listen, we gotta get it right wrap up. Producer said we gotta wrap up. I just want to make what you guys thought of the All-Star game because I want to just get that out the way.
I loved it. Probably one of the best I've seen in recent memory. The last one I can remember that was that competitive is when the East was down like 20 and 40, and Iverson, them came back, and with Stephon Marbury, and they ended up winning it. I think that might have been in like 99.
You said that's the last one?
The last one I said that was pretty competitive.
I think it was the year.
You remember that year?
Yeah, I know you're
talking. They was down 20 and 40, and they came back, and
Iverson won the MVP.
And Kobe was about to take the last shot. He passed it to Tim Duncan, and Tim Duncan tried to shoot it, and I forgot who contested it, and he missed it. And the boys ran on the court like, yeah, like they really wanted to win that game.
Yeah,
that's the last one that I remember. That was really competitive. Not saying no other ones was competitive, but that's the one that I remember like on the top of the dome.
I think the one with Kobe when I think it was like LeBron last year in Miami, and Kobe, like the East was going on a run, and Kobe, like they were in a timeout. Kobe was like the streak not about to be broken on us, and then he went up and he like went one-on-one with LeBron, like picked up the level of defense and the whole fourth quarter, and like everybody else like raised their game, and it, but because that game you talking about, like it didn't start out. It started like a regular All-Star game.
Right,
It was just that fourth quarter. But this game,
well, that's how this game was too.
Yeah, but this game was like you seen it slowly picking up. Like it was close the whole game. It wasn't your typical All-Star score. It was never like a 75 to 30 at one point. But then also I think it's a testament to the players that was in it too. You had people that was happy to be there, like a Bam, that was gonna play hard, not just there for the festivities, like a Kevin Durant would be. It was honestly probably like the best. It was probably the best all-around All-Star weekends I've seen since probably the Vince Carter.
I love the slam dunk contest. I love the three-point contest. I love the roasting part of it.
Yeah.
When they was roasting Kenny and roasting Charles. That was something they added to All-Star Weekend. I hope they keep doing that. That adds to the weekend. Yeah. That's something when I go back to All-Star Weekend, that's something I'm gonna want to attend. Because I think that was a phenomenal segment of the All-Star Weekend. And I think a big part of why they played like that on Sunday was because of Kobe. Yeah. Kobe, that's what he would have wanted.
Right.
Everybody playing hard, being competitive, and going out there trying to win. And you seen that in that fourth quarter. They really wanted to win. And so I'm glad Adam Silver and the rest of these guys are figuring out different ways to keep the All-Star Weekend very competitive and keep it to where you're going to have all these viewers watching, because I was tuned in all weekend. So I really enjoyed it, and I know it's going to only be better as time goes on.
I loved it. I loved every bit of it. I loved the format of it. I love, how the third quarter they had their own little thing for the donation for their charity, and how they had money accumulated for that in that fourth quarter. How they had it set up to where it was about points, not necessarily what the score clock was. Get to this certain amount of points. That was a very innovative thing of figuring out how to tweak the All-Star game, and I'm looking forward to that matchup. And plus, they had a lot of first-time All-Star players, so that competitiveness was also to there versus like you mentioned, having a KD there, probably still having a Stephen Curry or Klay Thompson. Those guys went into a lot of first-time chance, like a Brandon Ingram and Luka Doncic. All those guys were able to get into the All-Star games. I loved everything about it. The weekend was a really great weekend. I still thought Aaron Gordon, to me, is my slam dunk. Yeah. He's my winner of the slam dunk contest. Nothing against Derrick Jones. He had some great dunks, but to me, when you dunk over 7'5", to end it, you're the winner. But other than that, it was a great weekend. And whoever came up with that format, I think the NFL needs to hire him ASAP.
I knew you about to say no.
No.
Look, let me finish, because that will be my last day. Look, if you asking for that from the NFL, you're not gonna get it. One main reason why. The NFL is football is a physical goddamn game. Basketball ain't near about as physical. You're not wearing no equipment like that. One wrong hit just for an All-Star game that means nothing for your team. It's not in the middle of the season, so that's one thing. Is at the end of the season where people are already tuned in off it. The people waiting for the Super Bowl. They don't care about the Pro Bowl. That's the main
why
thing.
Why they still having the game?
Hey, because people still tune in. People still tune in. That's just what it is.
I'm just saying, whoever the innovation
you're not gonna get people to play that hard. You're not gonna.
We don't know.
You're not.
I know whoever's currently hired.
You know,
ain't doing the job.
The year that players the first year that the last time people played hard, the year that people picked against each other. When the
Dion and the Michael Irvin team?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you know what? You know why they played? You know why they stopped after that? Because the owners came out and say, if our players get hurt in this game, you have to pay us his full contract and more. And it's signed into the CBA. So you know what the league look how fast the league say, hey, we ain't doing that no more.
Oh well.
Because they understand, hey, it's all good. Because it was what's the boy name? He's a safety for the Browns, and he killed Josh Gordon. He went on and got a ring with the. God damn it!
Are you talking about Gibson? Like the
Broncos?
Gibson?
It might have been.
Yeah, because he was with Cleveland first, then he went to the Broncos.
Broncos and won the ring.
Yeah,
man, he killed Josh Gordon. They were like, everybody was like, yeah, that's the attention we need. And then they're
Chunky kill niggas.
Hey, if our player get hurt, you have to pay his full contract and his insurance fees. Boom, boom, boom.
Well, I guess they just get rid of the game.
No.
If it can't be innovative, then get rid of the game.
They're not gonna get rid of it because it's easy money. It's just like saying,
they need to come up with one-on-ones.
Yeah. I think what they need to do to go back to like they used to have like stuff like the strongest man competition, the fastest man, stuff like that. The strongest arm for the quarterback. People were more attuned to that. The quarterback challenge. People were more attuned to that than the actual game. That's what they need to get back to that.
They did that in separate days. So, but I understand. Yeah.
Get back to that.
Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Yeah.
Had a game on Sunday. That's innovative, Coach.
I'm an innovative guy.
That's our show, y'all. Listen, thank you everybody for subscribing to FanView Live if you're on Facebook and on YouTube. Again, if it's on NOTN Live, if you was on Twitter, man, big shout out to Coach Sloan. Calling in, promoting the crap out of La Tech. If you was a kid listening to the show, sound like a place that you would want to get an offer from.
Right.
Sign an actual letter of intent from, Look like we're going to have a great weekend, guys.
You did.
You did. And I got Deontay Wilder this weekend.
So do I.
So do I.
I got the Browns Bomber. Boom.
I don't care.